It's the final race of the season. We've gone around the world. It's time to say goodnight. Welcome to Abu Dhabi. So many different winners this season as well, from Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, and now George Russell becoming the latest as well. It may have been a Red Bull affair 2022, but we've certainly seen our surprises from other drivers. Just one more race then left here, of course, to round out the year at Yas Marina in Abu Dhabi. In the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen leads the way, 429 points. He is the world champion. The battle for second is well and truly on. Charles Leclerc versus Sergio Perez, both level at 290 points. Russell has secured fourth as well. He's 25 clear of Lewis Hamilton as well. But Hamilton and Sainz very much in a battle over who finishes fifth and sixth. Lando Norris has now gained enough points to stay ahead of Esteban Ocon as well, secures himself seventh. But then again, Alonso is closing down his teammates. Then there's a battle to finish 10th between Bottas, Vettel, Ricciardo as well, all closing in on each other as well. Just 1 point separates Vettel and Ricciardo as well. And Ricciardo is on that second half of the table, as you can see, on 35 points. He's 10 clear to Kevin Magnussen. Gasly then rounds out as well on 23. He's joining in that battle. Then it's the battle between Stroll, Schumacher and Tsunoda. 14 for Stroll, 12 for Schumacher and Tsunoda. Zhou's a bit further back on 6 points. Albon on 4, Latifi on 2, De Vries on 2 and Hülkenberg on 0. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull are champions, 719 points as well. Could break the record as well if they get a 1-2 here this weekend. Ferrari are now just 19 clear of Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship as well. Mercedes could still finish P2. Alpine are safely ahead of McLaren, unless McLaren get a 1-2 here this weekend. It's the battle between Alfa Romeo and Aston Martin, and Haas and Alfa Tauri. That's really of interest. Williams looks set to set in 10th position on 8 points. The final race of this incredible 2022 season is upon us. Welcome to Abu Dhabi and the season finale. Hello everybody and welcome to Abu Dhabi. The drivers having their last photograph of the 2022 team. It's the final day of the season and the photos taken, the crowd applause. We are all set for 2022's curtain closer. Hello everybody, welcome to Abu Dhabi and our special build-up show. 2 hours of coverage coming your way. We'll be hearing from the drivers down on the track parade as well in a few moments' time. It is literally anticipation like we have never seen it before. It is madness out there on the track as this man here, Sebastian Vettel, starts his last ever race in FIA Formula One. He's had an amazing career, has Sebastian Vettel. Just reading off a few of his stats: 299 Grand Prix starts, 53 race wins, 57 poles, 38 fast laps, 122 podiums as well in his career. Absolute insanity as well. Danker Seb is trending around the world, and so it should be. The drivers just getting ready then. They will be heading out onto the track as well in their traditional sort of tub areas as well. We'll be hearing from them throughout the session as well. This usually takes around about half an hour to complete as well, as we've just got a little buffer there for the fans. It takes around about half an hour to go around the track, wave to everybody, say hello, get ready and say good morning to everyone. Good morning to Matthew, who says, what time does the race start? We've got 2 hours until the race starts. Yep, it's a super duper big show for you this morning. So 2 hours until the red lights go out. We're counting down the start procedure as well. And also, another great thing that I absolutely enjoy here. Let's hear for Sebastian Vettel.
Sebastian, for one last time, you get to talk to us on the Drivers' Truck Parade. How are you feeling ahead of what must be a very emotional weekend?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel excited to go racing today, and yeah, it's been such an incredible weekend so far with so much love, you know, and compassion. It feels like everything I was giving over the last years is coming back, and yeah, it's definitely a very, very special and emotional weekend.
an incredible turnout for your run at the track yesterday. So many people from the paddock, shows how much there's love for you. I saw you fist pumping all the drivers at the team photo. Are you going to miss this place?
Yeah, I will. I mean, we'll find out how much, but yeah, as much as I look forward to what's next, I will obviously miss a lot of bits, the camaraderie. I think the driving, the challenge of putting these cars to the limit, working with the team in a team environment. So lots of things, but yeah, on the other hand, as I said, I very much look forward to have more time with my loved ones, my kids, and explore different directions.
Great stuff. And just finally, a few words for your fans in German.
Ja, ich glaube, es war unglaublich, die ganzen Jahre gemeinsam. Danke für die tolle Unterstützung. Es sind auch ganz viele Leute hier zum letzten Rennen. Also danke fürs Daumendrücken über all die Jahre. Und ja, ich werde mit Sicherheit vieles vermissen, aber freue mich auch vielleicht auf das, was wir gemeinsam in Zukunft noch erleben werden. Danke.
Great stuff. Have fun today, Seb. I'm just going to dive in here with Danny and stop him taking photos.
Sorry.
You're having a great time here. Amateur photographer, something you might do next year?
It's just a bit of a... Oh, I got to be careful not to swear, but the cap's on. I used to make those mistakes too. No, just a little bit of fun. And actually, we're kind of saying, like, it's nice to have these behind-the-scene memories. So yeah, I'm glad. I mean, Lando started just as a bit of a joke, but yeah, it's actually quite nice.
So how are you feeling about your last race for McLaren? Because it isn't your last race in Formula One, though, is it?
Oh, I hope not, but we'll see. I'm excited. I think I mean, obviously Seb's feeling it to another level, but just to really try and soak it in and enjoy it, and just yeah, it's kind of nice as well. Sometimes we have the individual parade, but to be with all the drivers now on the bus, it's kind of cool just to chat a little more and catch up before the last one of the season.
Now, I know it's a little bit harder for you with that grid penalty, drops you out of the top 10, but you guys have been far more competitive around here. You've got a chance to get some points for McLaren today, haven't you?
It's been a more competitive weekend for sure. So, yeah, I mean, I think we are... I mean, we definitely are a top 10 car, so just try and recover some of those grid loss positions and then, yeah, hopefully put myself in the fight with Lando and the Alpines.
Great stuff. Have fun today.
Thank you very much. Cheers, mate.
Daniel Ricciardo there just talking with the teams as well, the fans getting ready around the stadium. Nice to hear as well from Sebastian Vettel and Daniel Ricciardo. Two drivers, of course, won't be on the Formula One grid next season. Very disappointing as well to hear that. A lot of anticipation and excitement around. I'm looking at these virtual tour paddocks as well. People are just literally, you know, like in that episode. Oh, let's hear from Mick Schumacher.
Hey Mick, last race for Haas after an interesting season, I guess. How confident are you going out on a high, hopefully?
Yeah, I mean, we're starting P12, quite close to Yuki, and I mean, our main focus is to stay in front of them in the constructors. So that's what we'll be focusing on, and yeah, and then just working on my future.
I know it's tricky to say right now, but we're going to see you in Formula One in the future, aren't we?
Well, I hope so. I mean, that's what I'm planning on doing. There are different opportunities, and yeah, I'm strongly planning on coming back in 24.
I know there's points this weekend. You've had a car that can really fight for points. Do you think that's where you can hopefully go off on a high?
I mean, that's all we can try. We give our best, and hopefully, you know, our best is enough to score points. We obviously need a bit of help from the front runners to, let's say, create a bit of a mess. But nonetheless, I'm just, you know, excited to go into the race. Hopefully, I'll get to battle with Seb again one last time, and then yeah, finish it off in a good way.
Great stuff. Have fun out today. Just a few words.
En hopelijk natuurlijk ook nog met een extra overwinning.
Great stuff. Thank you very much. Good luck today.
Max Verstappen talking in his own language there as well to Lawrence Beretta. Don't know what's happening with OBS, but then again, it's why we've gone on air a bit early as well. So the fans are all ready, the teams are all ready. Hopefully we'll hear shortly from a few of the other drivers. I think being lined up next is Esteban Ocon as the cars head round on the Pranav. Here's Sergio Perez.
Chaco, a great performance in qualifying yesterday to give you P2 on the grid. You're in a great spot, aren't you, to try and get P2 in the championship today?
Yeah, that will be the target today. Hopefully we can get the right strategy. Everything can work well for us and finish the season that has been great with a massive result.
Great teamwork from you and Max yesterday as well. They're going to be some more of the same today, and I hope you get that position.
Yeah, we certainly want to do the 1-2 for the team, which will be great to finish it off for everyone. So that will be really enjoyable.
Great, so we'll have fun today. Can I get a few words in your own language before I let you go?
Sí, bueno, ha sido una temporada larga. Estoy contento de llegar ya al final del año y con muchas ganas de cerrar fuerte esta carrera, ¿no? Es importante, pase lo que pase, ha sido una excelente temporada y seguiremos trabajando fuerte.
Great stuff. Have fun today, Choco. Thanks. I'm just going to quickly interrupt the bromance, if that's all right, to have a quick word with Carlos.
Okay.
Thanks, Lado. Thanks.
You can.
Appreciate that. Thanks. Carlos, what a season it's been for you. I know the ups and downs early on, but you've really picked it up. Pretty happy heading into the final race of the season?
Yeah, especially after yesterday. I think we had a strong day as a team. You know, I think we are. I feel observed. Yeah, we're in a good position for today. Yesterday, quali could have been a bit better, but overall, the feeling with the car is good, and we're gonna go on and try and put together a strong race day.
Reckon you got the pace to hold off those Mercedes?
Yeah, I do. Red Bull looks a bit quick this weekend, but we'll give it our best shot to try and get in the fight. And if not, obviously the Mercs, which normally they pick up the pace on Sunday quite a lot, they will, for sure, they will be in the fight.
Awesome. Can I get a few words in your own language just to finish?
Sí, ha sido un fin de semana positivo hasta ahora. Ayer fuimos bastante rápido. Ahora hay que intentar rematar en la última carrera del año con un buen resultado y nada, intentar ayudar al equipo a quedar segundo en el Mundial y segundo a Charles.
Great stuff, Carlos. Good luck today. Thanks.
Great stuff then as well from Los Beretta. The fans are cramming in as well. I think it's easier for me right now to sort of stay in this mode so we don't lose anything from OBS again. Fans are coming in as well. Look at that. That's the supporters of Max Verstappen who are here in the grandstands as well. There's a blow-up Max Verstappen doll there just at the entrance. That's absolutely fantastic as well. Absolutely wonderful. Here's Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis, I know it's party atmosphere here. Difficult season for you overall. How does it feel coming to the final race of the season?
What?
Great party atmosphere here, though. Difficult season for you, Lewis, this year, I know. How does it feel coming to the final race of the season?
Like relief. See, it's going to be over soon. Yeah, just looking forward to seeing across the finish line, and I'm actually I'm doing the test on Tuesday, which I don't know why I admitted to agree to do that, but anyways, yeah, I'm hoping we can finish off strong. I'm really proud of my team for all the amazing work this year and for where we got to, and I hope we can progress forwards today and get a decent result for the last race.
Don't worry, the holidays will come soon enough after the test. I know the car was pretty good around Brazil. Are you going to have the pace to attack the Ferraris today?
I hope we have the pace to attack the Ferraris. They're usually not the greatest in their race pace. They were good in the last race, but hopefully today we release on par with them and we can hopefully have a battle.
Great stuff. Have fun out there. I'm just going to come straight to George. Thanks for taking the sunny self. George, coming here on the back of an incredible victory. I don't think the smiles left your face. How are you feeling ahead of this weekend?
I feel like a new Daniel Ricciardo with the smile. No, it's obviously confidence is still booming after last week, and the morale is still really high. But the fact is, we came to this weekend probably hoping a little bit more in qualifying yesterday. But I think we're in a good position to fight for a podium today. I think Max, especially, is going to be a little bit out of reach. Checo's looking strong, but hopefully we have the pace and the tyre deck to fight with Ferrari.
I know you've had a bit of a return of that bouncing that's kind of been a pesky fiend for you all year. In terms of how the car's felt around here, you think you can attack the Ferraris?
Yeah, I think so. I think our race pace has always looked really strong this season. It's very close between a 1 and a 2 stop, so we're going to be aggressive no matter what that means. If that means going long for a 1 or going earlier on a 2. At the end of the day, if you've got the car pace, you'll be able to get on that podium. So, you know, P2 in the constructors is still a long shot, but we'll be going for it.
Great stuff. Well, good luck today. I like to hear aggressive. That sounds good. Have fun. Thanks.
Cheers.
George Russell there. They're just coming out of turn 9 as well, so they are almost round for the complete lap as well. Wonderful scenes here from Yas Marina. There's the Drivers' Championship as well, just in case you were missing it. 290 points, Leclerc versus Perez. That's the big deal we're going to be seeing here today. Who's going to be on top? Battle for second in the constructors too. And let's hear from Charles Leclerc.
Hey, Charles, sorry, I know you were catching up with Pierre, so thanks very much for saying hello. But a great performance for you in qualifying. I know you just missed out on the front row, but this Ferrari looks like it's slightly better placed than it was in Brazil.
Let's say that we've put a lot more attention on our race pace than we did in the previous weekends, so I hope it can pay off today. Whether it will, I don't know yet, but yesterday P3 was the best we could do. We were very close to Checo, and today we'll try and get them.
You reckon you can hold off the Mercedes and focus on those Red Bulls then?
Well, I'll rather focus in front, and then let's see what happens. If Mercedes is quicker than what we expect, they will probably be in the fight too. There will be, I think we'll all be very close, probably Red Bull a step ahead, but I'll make sure to take the opportunity if there's one.
Great stuff. Well, have fun today. Can I just get a few words in your own language to finish up?
Oui, alors une journée qui s'annonce compliquée, mais bon, on s'est concentré pas mal sur la simulation course vendredi et samedi, donc j'espère que ça paiera aujourd'hui en course. Ça va être chaud parce qu'on se bat contre les Mercedes, mais aussi Checo. Mais bon, voilà, on va essayer de se concentrer sur nous-mêmes, faire la meilleure course possible, et j'espère qu'on réussira à avoir la deuxième place aussi bien au championnat pilote qu'au championnat constructeur.
Great stuff. Have fun today, Charles. Thanks.
Good starting point for Charles Leclerc as well. Let's see what he can do. Front row start though for the two Red Bulls. Verstappen on pole, Perez second, Leclerc third, Sainz fourth, Hamilton fifth, Russell in sixth position as well. The wonderful Yas Hotel there, that will be lit up during the Grand Prix when the sun sets, the gradual purple lighting as well. Let's hear from Fernando.
Well, Fernando, your final race for Alpine. I know it's been an up and down season, but how are you feeling about things?
Yeah, I feel good. Obviously, the last race, as you said, it's a bit emotional when we jump in for the very last time, formation lap, start, and yeah, try to do a good race and yeah, finish P4 in the Constructors' Championship. What I think is what the team deserves.
You've pulled in some incredible performances recently. What kind of performance do you think you can get today? Because the car looks good around here.
Yeah, I think today is a little bit less excitement because we just need to see the checkered flag. We are not even allowed to attack too much and things like that. So it's just more a boring race. But yeah, we try to follow the green guy, follow Seb as much as I can, and yeah, try to have some fun together and see the checkered flag hopefully together.
Awesome. I hope you managed to do so. Can I get a few words in Spanish as well, just to finish?
Bueno, va a ser un día seguramente un poco emotivo por ser la última vez que corro con Alpine y bueno, intentar acabar la carrera. Tenemos también un poco órdenes de no atacarnos, de hacer una carrera un poco aburrida, pero asegurarnos la cuarta plaza en constructores, así que intentaré hacer una buena carrera, acabar cerca de Seb y disfrutar juntos.
Great stuff, Fernando. Have fun out there, and I'm just going to wander over to Pierre and your pretty cool shades. I love them, looking good. Pierre, the end of an era for you guys. 10 years at Red Bull. AlphaTauri have been so good to you. Is it emotional?
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a very special day. You know, I've been all my career in the Red Bull family, racing for AlphaTauri since my first race and until now, and you know, you build a relation which goes beyond work. I know these guys personally, I know their family, their kids, and obviously it's definitely closing a chapter, or feels like it today. And yeah, as we say, we'll try to enjoy every single second. We'll try our best. Hopefully we can end up on a high, but you know, the most important is just to enjoy and remember all these good times we have had together.
There is still a little bit of work to do. As you said, you can still get Haas in the Constructors' Championship. The car looks better around here than Brazil. Got a chance?
Well, we'll try our best, that's for sure. We're not starting in the best position, but we know it's the last race of the year. Can be quite crazy, as we saw last year, so you know, we'll try everything we can.
And just finally, a few words in your own language.
Oui, ça va être une course vraiment émotionnelle. C'est ma dernière course avec AlphaTauri après 10 ans dans le giron Red Bull et 5 ans à courir pour AlphaTauri en F1 depuis ma première course en Malaisie. Donc non, on va profiter de chaque seconde et j'espère pouvoir finir sur une belle course et voilà, profiter avec toute l'équipe.
Great stuff. Pierre, have great fun.
And that is all she wrote, as I can't hear myself. That was very disconcerting. Sebastian Vettel then starting his last ever Formula One Grand Prix, coming back in to the fans now as well, as we come back up to the comp box as well, because that was a bit annoying and freezing a little bit. Mick Schumacher giving a congratulation and a hug to Sebastian. Don't do that to us, please. It's too emotional. Look, there they are. Sebastian and Mick, they had a little bit of an embrace as well. Oh, just don't do it. It's not nice. It's literally, we don't want to see that relationship end. We don't want to see Mick go. We don't want to see Seb go. It looks like they're both going to be vanishing off shortly as well. But that's the end of the media interviews as well. you can see actually what we mean about the fact that the beginning of Sky Sports F1 shows are actually all faked, because Sky F1 starts in about 7 minutes time. So you go in 7 minutes time, you watch that in 7 minutes, and you'll see them going off on the parade lap. The first 20 minutes of Sky's show is pre-recorded, whereas this is completely and utterly live. So at least you know that. But what we can now do, hopefully, as they're coming around the last couple of corners. Oh, no, out it goes. Yeah, there we go. So already there's a little intro there. I was hoping I was going to do something clever and fade up with that. But that only took 23 minutes as well. And we're scheduled on to talk a lot then at the moment. But what we are going to do in a few seconds is going to go over and take a look at what happened in qualifying. There's a half-an-hour review of that. Then we've also got action as well from all over the track as well. Don't know if this is working or not, and we're back on. But I'll tell you what, let's go over then. Sun setting here as well. Everything all good. Let's head back to what happened on Saturday here in Abu Dhabi and take a look at the qualifying highlights for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. On the other side, we'll be gearing up towards race time. Welcome one and all to Abu Dhabi, the Yas Marina circuit, round 22 of 22 in 2022. Next year it's 24 races, so take it while you can. The Yas Marina circuit lit up as well around Yas Island, a 3.28 mile circuit, 5.281 kilometres. Through two DRS detection zones, one on the run down towards turn 6 and 7, one on the run down towards turn 9. A flat circuit, 8.2 metre elevation change as well. And this place is awesome. Tyre compounds, Pirelli bringing their fastest they can. It's the red soft C5, yellow medium C4, white hard C3 tyres. And just in case it rains, because it has here once before, green into blue wet. Green light at the end of the pit lane, and away we go then for the last qualifying hour of 2022. 18 minutes, all 20 cars will head out there. At the end of this session, we will lose the slowest 5 drivers and go on to Q2 and Q3. Okay, 5 minutes, 12 seconds left. Let's give you a rundown on how things look currently with everyone nearly back in. Well, everyone is back into the pit lane at the moment. Verstappen is fastest with Perez second, Sainz is third, Leclerc fourth. In fact, let's wait a second. 5 minutes to go of qualifying. Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, Leclerc, Russell, Norris, Hamilton, Ocon, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, the top 10. Gasly, Alonso, Magnussen, Zhou and Stroll are the 15 drivers currently going through to Q2. In the drop zone, we've got Vettel, Schumacher, Bottas, Albon and Latifi, and they're all waiting now in the pits to go for it again. In now comes Leclerc. The track is quiet. We're going to have a final couple of minutes showdown with everybody. 2 minutes to go then in the first part of qualifying here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Time for everyone to set their last runs. Lance Stroll crosses the line. Vettel crosses the line too. He starts his last lap time. For some reason, Stroll's being shown as the driver at risk with a 1:26.242. But it's Vettel who starts it, and he's 16th, 18 thousandths of a second down at the moment as well, as they try and come through. Vettel, Megan, his last qualifying. He's a 10th on Brady Stroll. Can he get out of Q1 his last race?
He better.
If not,
he hasn't been very good in qualifying to the best.
Interesting enough, the 2 Red Bulls have gone out there as well. Everyone's doing their lap times on brand new soft tyres. Just confirm that to me, Josh. Everyone out there is on softs at the moment, aren't they?
Just focus on your tyres.
Yes, I believe so.
So that's going to be key going into qualifying 2, is to some people want to start on mediums then with the twilight conditions we'll have tomorrow, because this qualifying session is completely in the night. Oh, and Hamilton leapfrogs Verstappen. Verstappen has stopped completely in the last corner. Hamilton's leapfrogged him in the queue, and Verstappen was just sort of hanging around before he hits the accelerator. And look at the train we've got. Vettel's approaching it now, but we've got Russell, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Perez, Alonso, Tsunoda, Ocon, everyone.
Vettel's doing such a good lap.
Yeah, they're all blocking the pit lane. Vettel's going to approach it, and this is going to be carnage.
What are they doing?
Into the drop zone now, and look, everyone's everywhere. Tsunoda's on the racing line, and look, we've got cars left, right, centre. They're all going too slow in the last corner. Vettel crosses the line.
One of them just isn't moving.
Vettel improves to 5th on 1:25.323. They all want to make sure that the last one across the line, but the FIA are not going to be happy with that one, are they, Josh? They'll have to investigate that. They're all going to be given the hurry up.
Yeah, that was so dangerous as well. But here comes
Latifi! Sorry,
Latifi.
Latifi's jumped to 14th. Here comes Joe to go 9th. Latifi down to 15th. Magnussen, Stroll, Schumacher, Bottas, Albon at risk at the moment, but Albon was 10th earlier on. 3, 2, 1. Red lights dawn. Checkered flag out. Schumacher jumps to 10th. That's a better qualifying from Mick, who's just been sacked. Goes 10th. Stroll next across the line. Goes 12th. Alonso's in the drop zone. Here comes Albon. Cross the line now. 20th. Albon only manages 17th.
It didn't move.
The Wonder Kid can't do it. What about Bottas? P20. Bottas only 16th. So Alonso, Latifi and Magnussen we're going to watch for. Magnussen's been blocked by one of the Red Bulls of Verstappen.
Oh my God, Gasly's at risk.
Gasly is at risk. He's taking the checkered flag. Ricciardo's going to go through. Norris goes 5th. Vettel secures 6th.
Just keep on pushing.
Keep on pushing, says Perez. Magnussen coming out of the last corner. Can he go any quicker across the line? And Magnussen goes 14th. Both Haas cars through. Gasly's out of qualifying.
Are you telling me I was right?
But look at yes, you are. But look at Alonso. 2 bad sectors. Sonoda 2. Alonso on the last corner. Can he go through? He's 14th fastest. What about Sonoda? Where is Sonoda goes 10th? And what about Latifi? I'm only joking. Latifi out. So it's Magnussen, Gasly, Bottas, Albon, Latifi out.
Were we both right?
Yeah.
I said Magnussen, you said Gasly.
Magnussen 16th, Gasly 17th. Well done, a point each to you both. What a quality.
At this.
Let's take a look actually. This is on board with Vettel. And this was the traffic, Josh. It's too much.
Yeah, that's way too much. And then you've got these 2 Red Bulls there. You've got
Sonoda,
Ocon,
and Alonso.
Sonoda, Alonso there
Ocon's
as
just
well.
stopped.
But look, they are literally crawling at 10 miles per hour. And look how much Vettel flying through there. And that was so dangerous. And then you've got George Russell behind Lewis Hamilton in front. George Russell.
He got blocked by Red Bull. Perez.
Don't know what that Red Bull was doing, but it was dangerous going so slow.
It was Perez going so slow. So Perez was going slow because Hamilton jumped Verstappen. Well, that session deserves an investigation in its own right.
It does. I think, and I know Alonso is included in this, so I think every single driver who went slow should get a penalty point.
So here's the session results then. Eliminated Magnussen, Gasly, Bottas, Albon and Latifi. Going through is Alonso, Ricciardo, Stroll, Ocon, Schumacher, and then Sonoda, along with Zhou, Hamilton, Russell, Vettel, Norris, Leclerc, Sainz, Perez and Verstappen. And the green light goes on at the end of the pit lane for qualifying number 2 here. 15 minutes, 15 drivers as well. Into the last corner. Leclerc going to boot it hard towards the line. Can he find anything to grip with it? Yes! Top by 18 thousandths. 125.345. What about Sainz? 13th to first. 3 tenths quicker than Leclerc. Lando Norris goes second. 125.129. But Verstappen and Perez are faster as well. 13th and 14th at the moment. Can they find some time? Out of the last couple of corners. Through turn 14. Past the Yas Hotel. In towards turns 15 and 16, the last 2 corners. Verstappen, heavy on the foot and the exit. Downhill to the line. Goes top, 124.862. Perez, faster by a stunning 4 tenths. 124.419. Where did that come from Perez?
Well, he remembered what happened in the last race.
Yeah, try quicker. Hamilton down in 9th.
He held grudges.
So first lap time's complete. Sonoda, Ricciardo, Stroll, Schumacher and Zhou all in danger. On board with Lance Stroll, down towards turn number 1. Maximum attack mode as well. Only in 7th gear though in the first corner, not top in 8th. 6th. 7th gear through the hills. Will he change to 8th? Gonna have to hit the rev limiter shortly. 8th gear? Yep, has to. All 15 drivers are now out on the track. Going to do some flying laps as well. Perfect timing. Stroll hitting hard, finding the time as they come across. 2 minutes to go then. In qualifying number 2, on board with Lance Stroll. He's currently 13th. Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Stroll, Schumacher and Zhou in the drop zone. Vettel's just gone fastest of all in the first sector. And it's a 17.391. Fastest time of the weekend, in fact, in that first sector. Schumacher's improving on Alonso. Alonso has just, I think, is he coming around? He's just come around the last corner now. Just on the lap time, it's Fernando Alonso. Megan.
Look who's got the fastest sector 1.
For Vettel, and good sector 2. We're riding with Vettel too, Josh, on the onboard.
Yes, we are, but Vettel nearly 5 tenths down in the second sector. Here is Stroll, I believe, going through turns 14, now 15, and now going down to the final corner at 16, going to go across the line, goes 8th with a 125.359, the fastest sector 1.
Fernando!
Goes to Alonso.
And here comes Vettel across the line. Vettel goes from 5th, so Alonso gets put in the drop zone. This might be a bit of an anticlimax session in this rain as well. Ocon in the drop zone. Schumacher goes 8th, so that's Stroll down to 10th. Ocon and Alonso, both Alpines out at the moment as well. Schumacher goes through. Here comes Zhou, Tsunoda, Ocon, the next drivers to cross the line. Russell's just started his lap time, so everyone's now on a lap. Here comes Zhou across it, 15th to 11th. Zhou can't get out. That was his last attempt. What about Tsunoda across the line? Goes 8th. Charles Leclerc. Yeah, I was about to say, Charles Leclerc is the driver of risk. Here comes Esteban Ocon across the line. Ocon goes 6th.
Don't worry about Charles.
125.007. Charles Leclerc could be there. Ricciardo is there. Ricciardo 8th. McLaren have pace. Ferrari are nowhere. Schumacher 6,000 off. Alonso only scrapes through to 9th. But there's so much more time to find with the checkered flag out now.
Felt like a good effort.
Here comes Charles Leclerc across the line. Goes P2. 124.517. 6 tenths quicker than Alonso's time. Alonso might be out. Yeah, he's going to be. Because here comes Lando Norris. He's P11. Sainz goes 3rd. Lando, last sector. Domination again. 6th fastest. Alonso on the cusp. Ricciardo might be out too. And that's it. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Verstappen 4th. But no one is setting better sector times. Everyone's done it. Alonso is out. Starts 11th. But with Ricciardo having a 3-place grid penalty, Alonso starts 10th on the grid. So now
that hurts.
Yeah. So yeah, it really does. So the results from qualifying for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix then. We already lost Magnussen, Gasly, Bottas, Albon, Latifi in this Q2. We lost Alonso, Tsunoda, Schumacher, Stroll and Zhou. And in return, we have Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, Verstappen, Hamilton, Norris, Russell, Vettel, Ocon and Ricciardo through to Q3. Vettel through to the last qualifying on his last weekend. For one more time then, in 2022, it's time for the Super Duper Qualifying 3. 12 minutes of action starts now. The green light is on. Away we go at the end of the pit lane. Lewis Hamilton leads George Russell out of the pits as well. And nobody else behind them until the 2 Ferraris mount up at the top. Leclerc come through. Sainz should be there and is there. And now, Josh, this is it. Last 12 minutes, pole position, dynamite time.
Yes, it all comes down to this. And of course, this pit lane goes on under the track and goes and exits the other side as the cars come out of the track. We saw a big shunt in F2 at turn 3. And hopefully that no one spins off there as well. Perez has been released in the Red Bull, and it looks like Verstappen's got a problem as he's shaking his head, and there's a mechanic looking at his steering wheel.
Of any yellow flags or anything like that, but just to underline what a good job Sebastian Vettel did. In the same Aston Martin, Lance Stroll, almost half a second behind him, felt that actually that was quite a good lap. Lance was happy with the lap he did, but Seb is just outperforming himself and the car at the moment. It's a great effort. Let's see what Seb can do last time round. We think they're probably just going to do one run towards the end, Crofty.
Yeah, it looks like one run towards the end. Thanks, Ted. Christian looked confused, Josh. Christian looked visibly confused to what was going on there. Like he couldn't work it out.
Yeah, he really did, and I bet he will be talking to the team mechanics currently as this is Lewis Hamilton coming across the line.
Here's Perez.
Let's hear from Perez.
What's happened? Yeah, Max's car had a little problem.
Yeah.
Still in the garage. Just getting going now.
You are absolutely right. Great spot, Josh, down there, race control.
Daniel Ricciardo.
Perez definitely having the issue. Hamilton started his first flying lap as well here in qualifying. First sector is good, 17.339. Russell's coming towards it. Russell's done a 17.398.
Still in the garage.
So it's still Hamilton faster at the moment as we head down the back straightaway into the braking zone. Lights flashing away. Lewis needs pole position, number 104 of his career. If Lewis doesn't have pole here today in Abu Dhabi, it'll be the first time in Formula One history in his career he's never had pole position. Can he do it as Megan walks back in? No. Who's going to take pole then?
Perez.
Okay, Megan's on Perez. Josh, who did you go for?
I mean, I said Verstappen, but he's got the problem now, so I am actually going to go Lewis Hamilton, as Russell has taken the purple second sector away from teammate Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton absolutely throwing it into turn 13.
Out of the last couple of corners then, trying to take the accelerator, trying to take the time. Hamilton into the last corner, runs out across the line. Russell's P2 still quicker. Hamilton on a 1:24.678. Russell! He can't do it, he's lost time! 1:24.694! 16 thousandths of a second separating them! And the two Ferraris look mega! As Sainz is top in Prix sector 1 and 2, Josh!
Yeah, that was amazing from both of the two Mercedes. Leclerc's gonna, has a snap of oversteer through turn 14 and possibly touch the wall. As you said, Leclerc's gonna come round the final corner across the line.
It's pole! 1:24.343! But what about Carlos Sainz? Cross the line for him! Is it good enough? It is! 62 thousandths faster! A 1:24.281! Sainz on provisional pole! But here comes Perez. He's coming up now for the party. And Verstappen's had a bad sector.
Not looking good for Verstappen. As we said, he had the problem. Perez is just coming round the last couple of corners to go to the line.
It's all out of nowhere. Perez takes provisional. No! Second! 1:24.316! Perez 35 thousandths off the top three, separated by 62 thousandths of a second. And Verstappen is having problems here as he comes out towards the last two corners. Can he find any grip between them in the car? Can he find anything in the C5 softs? Down to the line. He's done it! By 0.3 of a second! What a final sector! He was down in every sector bar the last, and Verstappen takes provisional pole by 0.3 of a second in a bizarre way. He was nowhere. Pole sector 1, pole sector 2.
How did he do that?
Golden sector 3. How did he get through 0.293?
Had he made a deal with God or something?
Or the devil?
Both. Maybe he made a deal with both.
Made a deal with God with Kate Bush.
Maybe he made a deal with the FIA.
He was running down the hill to the line.
Maybe he had made a deal with the FIA.
Twitter's exploded with that.
I think Team L8 have exploded with that, and finally one of the McLarens have exited the pit lane for the first time. Vettel is on an outlap. Currently, Ocon's just entered the pit lane, but Norris still to come out of the pit lane.
Currently, Team LH are saying, it's happening again! And just running away.
Yeah, they probably are. And Sebastian Vettel holds the record for most poles in a season with 15. That was achieved in 2011 as Sebastian Vettel comes across the line.
Vettel starts his lap time for P9. Apparently, according to journalists at the track, there was a collective gasp around the pit lane and paddock area when Verstappen took that provisional pole time. I couldn't hear it on the radio, but that was certainly something.
I heard you from outside, well on the phone.
That was an absolutely unbelievable lap, and Vettel's looking quick. First sector is 17.411, so there's time finding there.
Please do better than Verstappen and just get that final pole.
There's time still to be found, 5 minutes to go in this session, so nothing is over just yet. All's fair in love and war in Formula One. Here comes Vettel, boots it hard.
Unless you're in Ferrari or Red Bull.
Yeah, looks to be the case. Keeps an excited. By the way, did they all good with Dad?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Football match, we take them for him as well. But qualifying's on, so. Boots it hard. Come on, Sebi. What have you got for us, pal? Can you do anything? Sends it into turn 13, okay. 14, 15 now through the sector of the stadium, past the Yaz Hotel. Kept nicely in. Close to the barriers, you like. Almost a Latifi.
Why does he love that barrier so damn much?
No clue. Vettel out of the last corner. Downhill to the line. Vettel goes 7th. 124.
He still has a chance.
961.
He still has a chance to get better.
And here comes Ricciardo. He's going on an old lap as well. So Ricciardo's out there too.
Norris still not exited pit lane.
What is it?
He's done no time in this session, Lando Norris. Still P9.
Oh, and he's out. He is out on an out lap now.
4 minutes to go, so he's going to have to do 2 runs back to back, so 2 push laps. He's going to have to save the ERS on the first one and hope he doesn't mess up. That's going to be a big ask for him.
Right, how can Danny Rick do? I think Danny Rick will do okay because both the sectors are green.
Might improve.
Yeah.
Will he jump Vettel though? That's the question.
Just a little bit. No, I don't think he'll jump back.
He hasn't. Right behind him. Ocon and Norris haven't set lap times yet. Ricciardo effectively P last, but he's got a 3-place group penalty, remember. So if Ricciardo qualifies 10th, then it moves Alonso up the order. Remember that.
Okay.
So right now it does put him in Alonso 10th. And this is Sainz. All 4 wheels off the track there, Megan, on his fast lap. Has Max done the same thing at the last corner? They're P1, P2 at the moment, remember? Was Max all 4 wheels off? Yes, he was. So where's their lap time deletions for the stewards?
Here comes Team L8.
They're nowhere because they're Red Bulls, so they're exempt from every single thing.
I mean, that's Sainz off the track.
Johnny's paid them off.
Yeah, he has. Verstappen off the
Who
track.
else?
Sainz off the track. Perez should be on pole. Go on, Josh.
Yeah, who else? Hands up for the on the science replay. There was going to be a Red Bull there.
Yeah.
Hands
Hello.
up.
Hands up, all hands up. You just knew it was coming, didn't you?
Do you know?
Yep.
While Johnny's paying them off, Bono for Lewis is just going like this. Steady, steady.
Yeah. Jonathan Wheatley, of course. Why do you call Jonathan Wheatley Johnny?
I call him Johnny.
Oh, whatever.
Here's Johnny.
That's why. That's why.
Yeah. Johnny and Bono.
Yeah.
It's just easier to shorten the names.
What about Ringo?
Ring.
2 minutes to go then in qualifying 3. Here we go then. Last laps in qualifying in 2022. Leclerc going for provisional pole position. Can he take it? If he does, it'll be Leclerc's pole position number 19 of his career. He'll try and match Max Verstappen. But Lando Norris going for pole. He's looking quite quick on his run. He was quick in qualifying. And he's only 6 thousandths off Leclerc. And he's having to fight oversteer as well coming to the last chicane.
That is not... Something tells me this isn't going to go well.
No, there's something going on. There's something definitely trying to fight it as well as they...
Do you see that?
Yeah, a lot of bumping. The propulsing seems to be back on the Ferrari, doesn't it, as it approaches turn 6?
I worry that wheel's going to lock up.
Well, we had that this morning in practice and in a lot in the Formula 2 as well.
Look
the lockups, yeah. It's bouncing like mad.
The front left wheel looks really weird compared to the rest of the wheels.
You are correct. It's not in alignment almost as well, so that's going to cost them a couple of tenths. And you're right, look, 10th and a half down.
It looks like it isn't even moving compared to the rest of them.
Yeah, the propulsing issue is still affecting them as well. Verstappen's on board with pole position. Still nothing, Josh, though, from the stewards about this investigation.
Yeah, and there's definitely probably might be a protest about it. You said Leclerc was 6 thousandths off in Sector 1, while Sainz was 16 thousandths.
Leclerc into the last corner. This will be his last run of the year. It's been a poor looking lap. He'll have to do it again. We can hear the scrape. He goes second. 1:24.092. Lando Norris will complete a lap time. Ocon starts a lap. Lando comes out last corner. Ocon goes 7th. Lando goes 7th. So that pushes Ricciardo down to the desired 10th position. Sainz is nowhere. He's going to have to do another run. Has he got the momentum to do it? Sainz stays 3rd. Verstappen might have his 20th pole, but look at Sergio Perez. He is fastest in the middle sector, and Lewis Hamilton is fastest in sector 1. Hamilton might get it. Cross the line, checker flags out. Verstappen does a 1:23.824.
Lewis.
Perez across the line, second, 1:24.052. Hamilton, 17.2. Hamilton's coming into the last corner. Can he take provisional pole position? Look to the screen. Can he do it? Out of the last corner, boots it towards the line. Is it pole? No.
How?
He tantalised us. The first time in Formula 1 history in his F1 career that Lewis Hamilton doesn't have a pole position in a season. Red Bull start as they mean to go on in the last race of the year. A Red Bull 1-2. Verstappen gets his 20th career pole. Perez is 2nd. Leclerc 3rd. Sainz 4th. Hamilton 5th. Russell 6th. Norris, Ocon, Vettel, Ricciardo.
Well done, Max. That's a very good job. Well done.
How did we do?
Yeah, 1st and 2nd. Well done. Great job.
Okay, good job.
Yeah, so
that's a good team effort. That.
What a race. Have fun tomorrow. Let's take a look at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. 3.281 miles, 16 corners, a total as well of 58 laps. It's a fantastic sweeping circuit that has been modified since opened, but still provides a challenge. Get a good exit out of the last corner, sweep downhill and start the lap. Turn 1, a long sweep, quick left-hander as well, all the way down from 8th gear to 5th gear. Accelerate the exit, don't go too wide. Prepare for uphill turn 2 to the left, then to the right for a long sweep, turn 3. Keep the power down as well as you approach turn 4, the exit, and now turn 5, a hairpin. 3rd gear corner, double apex. You can take a lot more speed in and also a great opportunity to overtake. The longest straight in Formula 1, down all the way in 8th gear, DRS open as well as you're held towards turn 6 and 7 chicane. From 8th gear at over 300 kilometers an hour, snapping the brakes with around about 100 meters to go, down to 2nd gear, mid-corner, keep on the accelerate, open up to 3rd gear, and keep on the power hard as you open up the 2nd DRS zone on the run down towards turn 9's hairpin as well. Another long sweeping left-hander, which provides a lot of overtake and looks like an oval style corner. A lot of sweeps, a lot of easy high lines to take through as well, all filtering down towards turns 10, 11 and 12. From 7th gear all the way down to the braking zone for 3rd gear as you approach the Yas Hotel. Turns 19 and 20 modified ever so slightly as well to open up, now renamed 13 and 14. 7th gear to turn 15 now, flat out, easy the exit before a heavy braking zone down to 4th gear for the last corner, turn 16, downhill to the control line, and that is a lap of Yas Marina. Hello everybody, welcome back to live coverage as well. Wonderful tribute just been put on by Sky Sports F1 talking about Sebastian Vettel, and we're going to have a word now with Martin Brundle, Simon Lazenby and Damon Hill.
Such great memories of a wonderful man and a wonderful driver.
Absolutely. A bit scary because it seems 5 minutes since he turned up looking like he was on his school summer holidays, but you feel you really know Sebastian Vettel, don't you? He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's a very approachable man, and that was a wonderful piece. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think he's driven so well since he made that announcement. He's put in some stellar performances as well, and he's going out on a high. But you know what, after all of that, he can't come back and do a Prost or a Lauda or an Alonso or a Raikkonen, can he? I mean, that seems like a fairly serious farewell, but you get through your to-do list really quickly when you leave this business.
It's one of the reasons that he was so popular, the fact that you could see his human side. It was there for you to see, it was on show, wasn't it, every weekend. A very private person,
yeah,
but a good person.
Absolutely. I was just trying to think, didn't Frank Sinatra make lots of retirement or last concerts, last ever shows, you know? I think he is a very human and as you say, exposes himself. There was a lot of love in that, and that's because people respond to that. And sometimes the cantankerousness as well was there for all to see, and the anger and the frustration. But he's clearly a huge character, and what a send-off. I mean, it's been, I hate long goodbyes, but it's been
He seemed to mellow over time, there's no doubt about it. He achieved so much, as that piece showed you there. See, he achieved so much so young. What's your standout memories, you think, of Sebastian as a driver?
Oh, the incredible victories. He didn't yield, did he? The first one that jumps into my mind was in Canada 2-3 years back, where he started moving the first and second place things around because he felt he'd been cheated out of that Grand Prix with a penalty when he went off through the chicane. And that, for me, summed up Seb. If he hadn't moved it, I'd have run down there and moved it for him.
Yeah. Well, no, I'll never forget the seagull chat that went on for hours between himself and Lewis, also in Canada. Yeah, his legacy as a driver, obviously, as you said, very few drivers can manage to get everybody together as he did, really, when they all went out for dinner the other night, and the tributes would be led prior to the anthems as well.
Yeah, I think he's become the driver's therapist by the sounds of it. He's been on the phone to everyone when they've had difficult times. They've talked about what a lovely chap he was and how he's been very helpful. So a hugely kind-hearted person.
Yeah, and a lovely touch there, obviously, from Ferrari, but actually he could never replicate, could he, the success he had with Red Bull with Ferrari, which I think, I wonder if he looks back at his career, whether that will be the main regret.
He went there for a reason, and we've asked Christian Horner about that. He said he was right to go there. Everybody thought it was the right thing to do. So nearly got a world championship, but not quite enough, and then the errors crept in, and then I think his spirit went at that point as well. After you can almost trace it back to the hairpin at Hockenheim 2018.
Okay, let's hear from the man himself, because a short while ago, before the driver's photo, he spoke with Jenson Button.
Let's hear from Sebastian Vettel now.
Hey, champ.
You good? Champ.
Yeah. How you doing? What are the emotions right now, Seb?
I'm okay. I don't know. It's yeah. I think I'm always, after so many races, I guess it's a bit similar when you look back. It's sort of relaxed, the run up, and really it's the last sort of hour that everything ramps up. So it was also yesterday. I was pretty relaxed, really, until the moments before qualifying, when you get ready, when you get changed. That's, yeah. I guess there will be a bit of there will be some thoughts, but right now it's still pretty okay.
So you arrived in the sport, big eyes, bushy-tailed, young kid. You leave Formula One as a 4-time world champion with almost 300 Grand Prix. Has it been everything you expected? Has the F1 journey been what you'd hoped it was?
No, I think it's been a lot more. I mean, it obviously was a dream, I guess the same for you when we were kids growing up, but it seemed so far away and out of reach. So yeah, much more. So much passion around the place, so many people that put so much effort in. Of course, we are the individuals driving the car, but you know, you couldn't do it anywhere near on that level without all these people, and that's a big part of what I will miss. You know, the people behind, the push, the passion, just to have that common goal that you're pushing for, and yeah, it will be a different life after. I'm sure. I don't know how different, but
I'll give you some tips.
Yeah, I look forward to the difference. So we'll see.
Have you got a message for your adoring fans? Because there are millions and millions of fans out there that are going to be shedding a tear when you cross that finish line today.
Yeah, I think I will be in the same position. It's been incredible. So much support over all these years, and that's probably something that you cannot imagine as a child, because you dream about these cars and, you know, trophies and moments, but you have no imagination of how it is to do it together with so many people who love the sport and give you so much support. So that's really been incredible. So I can only say thank you, and yeah, it's been great to be part of the sport in different times, different cars, different eras, engines. So yeah, lots of things that I guess I will.
And lastly, what would you like to achieve today in the race here in Abu Dhabi? Obviously a win, but realistically.
Realistically, I think we have the fight in our hands to, try and beat the P6 or get P6 in the constructors. But we'll see. I mean, it would be nice to finish the race in the points and then have a good feeling when you cross the line. Then the position, of course, depends a little bit on the car, but you know exactly what I mean.
Thank you, Seb, for all you've done for the sport. Cheers. Cheers, buddy.
You.
Thanks.
And interesting enough there as well, one thing that you didn't see was the fact that during that interview as well, when he was walking towards the paddock, he actually stepped on a bit of plastic and picked it up. Just picked it up. Honestly, amazing. Sebastian Vettel, absolutely amazing. Okay, after the break on Sky Sports F1 that you can just hear going up in the background, we'll be gearing up to the start procedure. The pit lane opens in around about 23 minutes time. In 17 minutes, we link up with USRN? That's the Formula 2. We link up with USRN as well on the Mixler app or on the main USRN channel as well for this last Grand Prix. A reminder to you that the World Cup is starting here today. The first match will be live on USRN and also will be on the YouTube channel of USRN, and even I'm doing a couple of commentaries on the Mixler app as well, and I'll be joining Tom Dillon in the commentary box for a couple of them as well. So do tune in to USRN, Ultimate Sports Radio Network. You can find them on Twitter at USRN as well. Please do keep in touch throughout the winter break. But after the break, we are going to be discussing Abu Dhabi 2021, a year ago since the greatest sporting moment. Some people say it's the greatest sporting moment because it was Max Verstappen's first championship. Others say it was a greatest sporting moment because it showed the greatest robbery in Formula One. Which side is correct? Well, that's something that's still been brewing for over a year, but we will be hearing the story after the break as well. Do get in touch with us on YouTube as well, because Matthew's just pointed out, hello Matthew, saying, but no, the FIA don't do anything about people going slow. That was probably due to the qualifying highlights that we heard earlier on, I guess. Going forward as well, what else? Vettel is going to be missed, absolutely. Even I was sat down. What you didn't see actually before we came on air again live after the qualifying highlight, we came back on air, I was sat down in the commentary box and I was just looking. Sky had this beautiful feature showing the amazing life of Sebastian Vettel, and at the end it's something that got to me a bit personally actually, and it actually made me well up. We were literally on air and I was singing it as well, but it got to me quite a bit because My Way by Frank Sinatra was playing, and that holds a special place, that song, in my heart as well. It's a family song that we sing at the end of parties as well, and it's got special memories as well with my nana as well singing that. But it's one of those things where music put perfectly as well, and I actually used that song with Sterling Moss in a dissertation at university. So it's nice to see that they still used, they got the good idea. But the almost words from Sebastian Vettel, we have to remember these times because who knows when they're going to come again as well. But absolutely fantastic. Grid procedure then. We're into the hour then. 1 hour to go until the start procedure for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the last race of 2022. We're counting down to the start. Josh Blaze will join me in the commentary box shortly. Ian Birch and Megan Birch will be in the commentary box. Matthew says, was the greatest robbery last season in F1 2021. I shouldn't say it, but I did actually say at the time, you can see it in the commentary, I said Hamilton cheated out of a world championship. Max Verstappen, in the most crazy season of all, exits the last corner and is the 2021 world champion. That's what I said in the closing moments. But it was true. It was just a crazy way to end the season. And it's worth a movie in itself last year. There's so many great years. 1976 has already been done with Hunt v. Lauda. I'm waiting for the Senna-Prost movie. I'm waiting for the Hamilton-Rosberg movie. I'm waiting for the Hamilton and Verstappen movie. That could be a great sequel to it as well. But there's so much coming up. But it was 12 months ago when that great race happened as well. Abu Dhabi 2021. Pretty much it was a boring race, but from lights out there was drama between the two championship protagonists as well. I'm going to pass over to Simon Lazenby.
A year ago, this pit wall was alive. It was the most controversial end to a Formula One season in living memory. We've moved on, and a year later, we return to the scene of the drama. The dust has settled now, and a chance for both men involved to reflect. Let's start with Lewis Hamilton, who we spoke to earlier this week.
Lapped cars to overtake the safety car.
This has been manipulated, man. Max Verstappen, for the first time ever, is champion of the world.
I necessarily wanted to be here, but if I'm really honest, like since I've been in my room, I've been getting my head down into preparation. There are so many people that are having difficult times, or way worse times. There are so many people that are struggling. There are so many. It could be so much worse, and it's just always just remembering to live, be grateful for a new day, a new chance to be better.
In the aftermath of the season finale last year, Lewis received a huge amount of support from the Formula One community.
I was definitely not expecting what would come after in terms of the amazing support from the fans of the sport, but particularly my fans, and the general love that I have experienced through the year, which I think is what's got me through the year, if I'm really honest, with the challenge of coming back in, wanting to fight back, but not being able to fight back with the car that we have. And then, but yet on the same weekend, even though you're finishing maybe 6th, fighting for your 5th, whatever it is, and the amazing support we've had through the year, bigger crowds than ever before, more, I think us as a team have experienced more love and affection from people than ever before, and I think that's been really beautiful to see. And I think in general that, I can't say in general, but I know some people in life struggle to accept love, and I've definitely been someone that's been like that for a long time. And so this year was one that I was able to be a little bit more, like open up a little bit more and absorb it, and that's really been a beautiful experience. So I'm really grateful for that.
2022 has seen Red Bull dominate Formula One and build on their success of last year. So how did Lewis find being unable to challenge them?
It was definitely not easy, I think. I think it's more the big, ugly number one. That's as big as you could put it on the car. No, I was kidding. Like, I'm not really fazed by any of these things, as much as I think some people like to think that maybe, they'll say things or do things hoping for a reaction, but I really just am chilled. Like, I don't really care about those things. Of course, I would have loved to have been at the forefront fighting and battling with them. It's been an interesting journey seeing what they've been going through. So it's, again, just turning whatever negative feeling I try to have, I try and take it, brush it aside and move forward.
So Lewis, in contemplative mood, let's just start this by saying we all know that Max did absolutely nothing wrong that night. He played to the whistle. And he drove a brilliant 2021 season, but
there, everybody, is the Red Bull Sky bias.
Lewis Hamilton fans and many people in general feel about the way that night played out.
Oh, 100%, because if the regulations had played out in full, the race would have finished under the safety car, and Lewis would have been the champion for the 8th time. Some mitigating circumstances, no excuses. We had 39 races in 17 months. The system was under pressure. There were chances for Mercedes to put fresh tyres on the car in the race. Max still had to get the overtake done at the end of the race, but and the championship is won over all of the 2021 races. So apply all of those. There had been some conversations behind the scene, a real urgency to try not to finish behind a safety car or a red flag. It was the biggest event, one of the biggest events in Formula One history. But the bottom line is it should have finished under the safety car.
Okay, how much damage do you think it did to the integrity of the sport?
I think it was very damaging. I don't think there was no cheats out there, but I think that we could be excused for feeling cheated out of a clear, unambiguous finish last race to decide a world championship, and that's how everyone felt. Everyone was scratching their heads at the end of that race thinking, what just happened? And there was more of an investigation that needed to be done. Ultimately, nothing's going to change the result, but you can understand people's feeling of anger, and maybe Lewis's sense that he was deprived of an 8th title that should have gone, as Martin said, to him under a safety car.
Jensen, your reflections on that night?
Well, the thing for me that's great to see is Lewis's words and how he comes across after that really difficult night, because it had been an intense season. Every single Formula One season is intense, and up until that last moment, the last 3 minutes of that race, he thought he was going to be the 2021 world champion. So mentally, that is really tough as a driver. But looking at how strong he seems now as an individual, and how, I feel that he's grown as a person since that difficult day.
he's a better driver for it and a better person for it, I'm sure, moving forward.
What did you make of Mohammed bin Sulayem's comments about the report and everything around it being a good attempt at transparency? Do you think that the steps and the measures that have been put in place will avoid this happening again ever?
Well, we hope so. And as I said on the night here a year ago, there was no remedy to the problem. The referee made a mistake. Red Bull didn't make a mistake. What they have done is stop the team bosses lobbying race control. That's gone. You can't pull up alongside a driver behind when they're having a safety car restart, for example. That's gone, and a number of measures put in place. But you know, even last race we saw a random car that wasn't allowed through because they got a new computer system. Yuki Tsunoda ended up in the middle of the pack on a restart.
Yeah, okay. I know that Jens has slightly answered it, but what about the way do you think, Damon, that Lewis has conducted himself in, or right at the time and indeed throughout this year?
Yeah, I think we saw both sides, didn't we? I think that, you know, that poem by Kipling, you know, if you can take triumph and disaster, they're two imposters, they're extremes on either side, and defeat is, even if you've, you know, if you've gone through that kind of difficult mental adjustment of feeling you should have had something and it was taken away, and come back and had another go, put it behind you, that takes enormous mental strength.
Okay, two sides to every story. What about Max Verstappen? He sat down with Crofty on Thursday night to give his account of that evening.
Here we are, the grid 12 months on. I assume it's the first time you've been back on the grid since you were on that podium celebrating a World Championship.
Been a crazy year. In general, of course, coming back here brings back a lot of the memories from that particular weekend, which was pretty stressful at the time. Completely different now, that's for sure.
Have you played back the race? Have you gone back and watched it?
I mean, when I got home, I watched it, but then a long time I didn't. The first few times it definitely gave me a lot of goosebumps, for sure.
Perez with DRS is coming back into turn 9.
Oh, Checo is a legend.
Checo that evening did amazing. To try and hold him up so much was incredible.
Which is why what happened in Brazil came as a bit of a surprise to everyone.
Max, let Checo through, please.
Yeah, you guys don't ask that again to me, okay? Are we clear about that? I gave my reasons.
Here's a guy who's gone out there and absolutely defended like a lion for the Dutch Lion, and then, you know, the favour wasn't returned. How do you say to Checo, look, I'm sorry, you know, but in the moment I couldn't do something for you?
I was not even saying I'm sorry. I mean, it's more about what happened throughout this year. Something happened, and we didn't communicate it well enough to each other, to the team. Of course, I already gave my stance in Mexico about it, but we should have just cleared it way sooner, and then I think we wouldn't even had that discussion in Brazil. But that's, again, it's a bit like a relationship. I think you always say communication is key, right, in a relationship, and honestly, this is almost like a relationship, and yeah, we learned from that.
Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen side by side. Hamilton will be ahead. Verstappen is absolutely desperate to get on with this.
Yeah, I was ready to restart, that's for sure, yeah.
Well, I could tell you were trying to overtake Lewis before the safety car built up.
Yeah, at that time it was still allowed, you know, to be there. Now it's not allowed anymore.
So what's your thought? You've come around the final corner here, up in the grandstand, everyone's got their mobile phones all trained on what's happening, and I'm shouting 3.5 miles to decide the championship. What's going through your mind as you start that final lap?
Nerves, a lot of nerves.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, this was the most important lap of my career up until that point, right? It's gonna be a world championship or not. And then the worst thing what happened was I crossed the line here, and honestly, in the middle of the straight here, I get a cramp in my leg, in my calf.
Seriously?
Dealing with a cramp, struggling to stay full throttle. And also with that, of course, your throttle control is a bit out of... My foot was just like that. I couldn't control it.
He's going to make the lunge down the inside. Hamilton sees him coming. It's a late lunge by Verstappen, who takes the lead of the race.
My instinct just said, I need to go for it. Like, that is the overspeed that you can... And then with the tires, I went for it. If nobody, I think, expected, my dad didn't expect it, Christian didn't expect, nobody expected me to do it there. I did the move. I was in the lead, and then had these like 2 long straights with my foot. It was the worst. I mean, you're defending for a championship or fighting for a championship, and you have to deal with that stuff. It is really painful when it happens to you.
It was only when you got to the line, out of that final corner and got to the line, that was the moment you knew you'd be world champion?
It was the biggest emotion burst of my life. Yeah, it was honestly, of course, yeah, crazy. I think you could hear it, of course, on the radio for everyone. People crying.
Max, we are so proud of you. Oh my God, guys. I love you so much.
That time, for sure, it was the biggest moment of my career.
You had the pain barrier to fight. Lewis had the pain to deal with. Did your heart go out to him in the way that it all unfolded and the fact that for 57 laps he was world champion?
Of course, I mean, it was all looking great. And then, you know, something like that happens, it is tough. The only thing I did say to myself at the time was like, he has 7 world championships, and he has also won one where it looked like he was losing out, and then in the last corner he didn't. So I hope that he could understand at least a little bit the difference in emotion. But yeah, I felt for him, and especially, you know, the year we've had, I think it was, of course, you know, we had our moments when we got together, but I always respected him, and I think we did have a great battle.
It is unbelievable, guys. Can we do this for another 10, 50 years together?
Do you still mean that?
That's why I signed until 28. Then I'm 31 years old. I don't know after that if I'm going to continue in Formula 1. But it also probably depends a little bit on how competitive we are in 28. F1 is amazing, and I've achieved a lot, and I'm very happy and proud about it, but it's a lot of traveling, it's a lot of races, and at one point, what is more important? Is family more important, or is F1 more important? That's what you have to make you have to make your mind up.
Max Verstappen, world champion.
Well, that's as sensitive as I've heard Max Verstappen, the fact that he was saying there he has so much sympathy for Lewis Hamilton. And again, just to go back to what we were saying, you know, as a racing driver, all I suppose he could do was race his races, and he did that all the way through 2021. So can you therefore understand why he might get upset occasionally when people are saying there might be an asterisk against that in 2021?
Yeah, because as I said, you've got to look at the whole season. The genius of that last lap was he went in turn 5, and nobody expected that. And then he had to defend like crazy down the next 2 straights. So that was very intuitive of him, and we saw him being aggressive all year long. But I think that what we have to be clear here, that championship is not going to change. It's a year ago. There are no asterisks there. It's not going to change. That is the defined result of the championship year. Lessons can be learned from it, and we can talk about it forever. And you know, other than the stewards penalising Max for what, we're not going to unravel that. Never going to unravel it.
Perversely, though, what you can say is that interest in this sport has arguably never been greater, and that race, for good or bad, contributed to that.
Well, my immediate reaction to the finish was, well, you can't say it's not exciting. I mean, it was unbelievably exciting. And
I've got to shut them up for a bit because I've got to welcome in USRN. Hello, everybody on USRN who is joining us and listening to us around the world. Welcome to the party atmosphere. You know, like when you're at the last day of your school, last day of term, and you wake up and you get ready to get going. This is it. This is the last day of term. Hello, everybody. Welcome. And back to YouTube as well. Josh is alongside me in the commentary box, all set to go. Wrong camera. Looking good. But Josh, are you set? This is it. The last race of the year. Hello.
Hello. And let's mute the TV so we don't have an echo.
Absolutely, but this is it, the last race of the year. Are you looking forward to it? I really am.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well, but can we just leave 2021 alone, please? That was a year ago.
I know, I wish they would leave it alone, but it's a year ago, I suppose. We don't have to talk about it, but Lewis is taking a photograph there with all his friends and family as well, all set to get going. We are moments away from the pit lane opening, around about 3 minutes to go as well. We've talked about the controversy of last year. We've talked about Max Verstappen being a world champion, no asterisks needed as well. Now we're going to talk all eyes to 2022. 2022 and the season finale. We're just waiting for our driver tracker to get operational as well. Here, Yas Island, Yas Marina. It's a wonderful circuit as well. Been on the calendar now since 2009, if you can believe it. Such a long getaway. We've got Verstappen on pole, Josh, with Perez starting second. Who do you think is going to take the race win today? And also, who do you think is going to be second in the championship standings?
Well, I've got Verstappen as a picker winner today, and I think if Sergio Perez, Red Bull will likely get a 1-2, so it might be Sergio Perez, but then Leclerc's in third as well. So what can Leclerc do? Will Ferrari's strategy team be helpful for once?
Possibly not. Probably not. Almost definitely not as well. As Sky get ready. Sebastian Vettel then getting ready for the last time, putting on his helmet as well, getting all set to get going. The last time, when we come back on Sky F1, the pit lane opens as well. We'll head down to Ted Kravitz and Crofty up in the Sky F1 commentary box. Hello to Em, who says, hey, long time no see. Indeed, glad to see you with us for the last race of the year. Glad to have you appear as well in the box. Matthew says, Verstappen is all about himself, showed it from last race, and reckon lost a lot of respect after last week. Definitely, there's been a lot of people on social media declaring that they're no longer Max Verstappen fans. We've all seen the images, I'm sure, the hats being put onto barbecues and things like that. Fair enough, your own opinion, but don't go after his family, is all I think we've got to say to that. But we are getting all set here as well for this one. Josh, just quickly to take a look at the championship standings here. 290 points apiece for both Leclerc and for Perez. It's going to be difficult for them to change it, but I'm interested more about George Russell. Russell is on 265. He'll have to win the race, get the fastest lap, and neither of them score, but there is a shot here that he could leapfrog the pair of them. How hilarious would that be?
That would be hilarious, but I personally think it is unlikely. And of course, further down, you've got Schumacher and Tsunoda in 16th and 17th. They're both on 12 points. And then you've got Ricciardo on 35, Magnussen on 25, and Gasly on 23. And then the battle between the two Alpines, Ocon and Alonso. Ocon on 86 and Alonso on 81.
That looks better, doesn't it? I've been having to change things around because I wasn't quite happy with it.
Live editing, and as you can see, circuit length 5.281 kilometres. 58 laps today. The first Grand Prix here was in 2009. Today, the drivers will cover 306.183 kilometres, and their lap record, I keep saying, leave 2021 alone, but 126.103 Max Verstappen on 2021.
The pit lane is open. The green light is on. Stroll is heading out there. Latifi, Ricciardo too. They're all heading out onto the track. This is it then, everybody. The start of the last race of the season. We've got 40 minutes to go until the green lights for the formation lap and the 5 red lights will come on. It's a 58 lap Grand Prix, 2-hour time distance as well, or whichever comes first. Practice starts are going to be in crucial here as well. I think we may as well come up to the main compost camp for a little bit as well. You're not there. It says Q3, and Josh, and it's all gone wrong, so let's go back to that one. Something's happened with the system. This is because OBS crashed, and we had to restart it earlier on. All our systems that were ready-made have reverted back to what they were, so that's handy, isn't it? By the way, just a reminder, when we conclude after the podium, there's an 8.5-minute season monologue montage as well, and so stick around for that after the race.
I'm in strat 12, is that okay?
That's fine, that's fine. Okay, Lance, switches are correct. Switches are all good. Latifi 4 behind. You are the first car on track. Latifi 4 behind.
Okay, Josh, so that's all set then, ready to go as the cars head out onto the track as well. Stroll's looking all good. Quick prediction from you. Starting tyres, what do you think? All mediums or someone going to be on the softs?
I think some people might be on the softs, to be honest. But Definitely mediums.
Yeah.
If you want to have a good race, I think definitely the mediums. We'll have a look as I get deafened by a notification in my ear.
Well, we love Ted Kravitz. 38 minutes to go. Ted to the pits. Ted, down to you.
Here we go then. It's time to close off the emotion. It's time to close the visor, and it's time to race. For one last time, car number 5 with Sebastian Vettel sitting in the middle of it is about to take to the racetrack to go to the grid. It might be the end of a driving career. I don't think anyone expects Sebastian to drive in Formula One again. I think he might race something again, race in a series somewhere again. I don't think he's going to race in F1 again, but everyone expects this is not the last we have seen of Sebastian Vettel in Formula One. A team boss maybe, a team principal, head of Formula One, head of the FIA, who knows it? But when that visor goes down, this is actually all about scoring points for Sebastian to convert this great starting grid place of 9th within the top 10 into some points. They need to score here at Aston Martin. Seb needs to score, and Lance, 5 points more than Alfa Romeo Sauber. There he goes. He's clapped out of the garage with a special crash helmet bearing the faces of supporters and friends throughout the years. But if Aston Martin can score 5 points more than Alfa Romeo Sauber, that will elevate them to P6 in the Constructors' Championship. So it's going to be a very interesting 58-lap race for them. Strategy-wise, it's very finely balanced between a one-stop race and a two-stop race. They'll only find out in the first stint, according to the tyre degradation, which is the way to go. But the computer says that a two-stop race is the quickest way to go. You start on the medium tyres, you go to between laps 16 and 23, put the hard tyre on. That gives you options of possibly going to the end, and then put the medium tyre on if that degradation is a little bit higher between laps 37 and 44. But David Croft, with so many other options still available to the teams and so many places up for grabs, both in the constructors and drivers, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to the usual end of season farewell adieux
and
goodbye as well. You'll notice down at McLaren, they've all got Stetsons. Yeehaw and thanks DR, it says. I'd put the hat on and doff my cap, but I can't really get it over the headphones, sadly. But it's 232 consecutive starts for Daniel Ricciardo, and his final one for the time being. He's not missed a race start since his debut in 2011 at the British Grand Prix. He's one of 3 drivers that we're saying farewell to. This man, Nico Hülkenberg, is Nico Hülkenbach as he returns to Haas, and he'll take over duties at the test in a couple of days' time. So we say goodbye then to Mick Schumacher, and also Nicholas Latifi, his 61st and final start for the Williams team. He's picked up their best results since 2017. Who knows where and when we'll see all 3 on the grid again. On the grid today, well, it's 3rd row Mercedes, it's 2nd row Ferrari, it's front row, a 25th front row lockout for Red Bull. First time, though, this season that the big 3 have all lined up 2 by 2 by 2. It's a 25th front row lockout for Red Bull, as I said. It's their first since Mexico 2018. And as we end this season, following quite a dramatic rewriting of the technical regulations, the question is today, has it helped give us more overtaking? And the answer is yes. Now, if you discount the first lap, where anything can happen, we've had 731 on-track passes this year, compared to 584 in 2021. Now, that is a 25% increase. Pierre Gasly getting a guard of honour as he goes into the AlphaTauri garage for one last time before he heads off to Alpine for next season. Now, certain races have fared even better than that 25% increase. 170% increase on the last time we went to Australia, 211% in Austin, and a 225% increase in Hungary. Pretty impressive stats, really. So let's have some more overtakes tonight, and then I might just shout, here comes Sebastian Vettel one more time in Formula One.
Nicely done, Crofty, as Vettel does indeed come down to the grid. Almost all set. Daniel Ricciardo also, Josh, getting a little bit of a hug. His parents, his mummy's crying, Josh. I don't believe it. But Ricciardo's mummy's actually crying on the screen in a big hug now as well. Not nice to see DR go. Let's hope he'll be back soon.
Yeah, and this is not the end of Daniel Ricciardo in Formula One. I think he'll be back in 2024.
Oh, yeah.
As rumoured he's going to Red Bull.
I'm looking
back
forward
to Red Bull as a reserve driver for 2023.
Just getting in touch with some of the YouTube comments. Let's hope. One last dance for Seb, says SHT. Matthew says, will be interesting to see what happens down at turn 1. Also, Aston need drama at the front to have a chance of Vettel to finish quite high. I think maybe there could be contact down at turn 1. SHT says, Kimi posted on Instagram sending his wish for Seb's final race. Wow, all looking good there as well. Martin's grid walk is coming up shortly as well. Got the starting grid. Ricardo.
To the grid. Yeah, copy that. Good luck for the last dance.
Alexander Albon's the last one to come up there as well. So Lewis Hamilton just getting wheeled in. That was a radio message coming through the back there, Josh. So Hamilton starts 5th as well, but Ricciardo's actually dropped down to 13th with grid penalties. So Alonso's 10th, Tsunoda 11th, Schumacher 12th. And disappointing for Ricciardo, actually, to start his last race 13th on the grid.
Yeah, it's not the best for Daniel Ricciardo, as he did get into Q3, but with the 3-place grid penalty, that dropped him down, but that means Alonso gets to start 10th.
Right, let's go to Karun then at Skypad with last year's analysis.
From Lewis Hamilton's cockpit there. He got a fantastic getaway, despite starting on the medium compound tyres on what is perceived to be the dirty side of the track. Max Verstappen on the soft compound didn't really get the launch he wanted. He, of course, is on pole position here again for the 3rd year in a row. Let's stay with Max as we go through turn 1. You see Lewis just drive away from him over 2 and 3. And this was a big moment, wasn't it, in that championship battle, because they arrived here equal on points. As they headed down towards turn 5, Lewis had broken away. It looked like he really had the momentum. Max, though, went a bit wider on the way in. He is already thinking about the exit. He's already trying to set himself up for a potential move down into 6th. DRS not allowed, of course, on the opening laps. He was in the slipstream, and Red Bull last year, as they have this year, with better straight line speed. I'm just going to pause it here because there's a great battle unfolding behind between the 2 Ferraris and Lando Norris. We'll come back to that, but as we get down to the braking zone for 6th, Max went for the move and ended up really on the edge of the track there, forcing Lewis across the runoff area. Lewis rejoined in front. They had plenty of words about that at Red Bull, but the stewards did nothing. But I want to go back to that Ferrari battle, because while Max and Lewis both ended up, right on the edge of the track, and Lewis across the runoff area, further back, Charles Leclerc did a fantastic job, wheel to wheel, against Lando Norris. As we got down to 6 and 7, they both managed to give each other nice, respectful room at the 6-7 chicane. Both got through nicely, and I think this is what we're all hoping to see more of on the opening lap. The battle for position will only get settled when we get to turn 6 on first lap.
Thanks, Karun. Right, okay, so we heard noises from Max Verstappen. He gave Checo a tow yesterday. They've locked out the front row of the grid. Do you believe him when he says he's going to help him?
I believe he's going to help him, yes. Whether he's going to give him a win or not, that's something different altogether. But I don't think he's going to have to. The pace is good. Checo's really on it this weekend. I actually think if Checo got the perfect lap together in quali, he would have been on pole. So, yeah, I think it's looking good for them.
But if Max does what he normally does, which is go out for the lead, there's nothing he can do to help Checo, really, anyway. So,
but, they're in a very, very strong position, I'm saying, to control this race, aren't they? Knowing what their race...
They are indeed, aren't they, the Red Bulls, all looking strong. And Josh, just coming back to you quickly before we throw down to Martin's grid walk, the anticipation... It's rising. It's almost like and there's Norbert Vettel, just giving his son a hug as well. They've been on this racing journey together so long as well, so looking good. But just quickly, I think we're going to run out of time, actually. Josh, quickly, what do you think is going to happen in the race later? Too late. Sorry. Martin, over to you on the grid walk.
Hello, everybody.
Sorry, Josh.
A great day. Going to be a very, very busy grid. At least half the people on this grid think they're famous, but there are some properly famous people. We've got Daniel Ricciardo here, starting his last Grand Prix for a while. All the Stetsons are out. Crofty was talking about a little bit earlier on. Well, actually, I'm photobombing here, so I'll keep down a little bit because I don't want to be in the back of their photo. That happened to me once before, actually. I will try and just get a quick word with him before we march down the grid. So Daniel starts P13. He got a 3-place grid drop for that little Daniel, quick word before you put those on. Quick word, mate, before you put those on. So here we go. Last race for a little while. I'm sure we're going to see you back here, but P13 on the grid. What can you do?
I think we've been a top 10 car all week, so it's trying to get myself back in the top 10 as soon as possible and keep myself in the race with, I guess, yeah, Lando, the Alpines, and try and get myself in that battle.
All right, good stuff. And what are we looking out for? What are we looking out for in this race? You expecting tyres to be an issue or not?
Sorry, what was that?
It's like a bad nightclub out here, isn't it? You expecting the tyres to be an issue today?
I think I'm not sure, to be honest, if it's 1 or 2 stop yet. I think could be a 2 today, so hopefully it is. That opens it up a bit more.
I hope to speak to you on the grid very soon. Right, so Daniel then is not on the grid next year, of course, as we head down. Now, Sebastian Vettel, just down here on the right-hand side. He said he would talk, he'd rather not, and we're going to respect that. We've had loads of him, and I really respect him for that, because he quite clearly wants a maximum focus for his last Grand Prix. This is not, you know, just a farewell race for him. It's a Grand Prix, and he wants to finish on a high. So I don't want to bother him. I'm not even sure he's around now anyway. But suffice to say that we hope he has a great Grand Prix. And his dad's over here. We'll have a quick word with Norbert, his dad, if he becomes free. But Norbert, can we have a quick word with you? Norbert, Martin Brundle, good to see you again.
Hey. Oh, you're Martin Brundle. Hey, hello.
How are you? I know you know me, but anyway. So, here it is then, emotional to see your lad on the grid for probably the last time.
The last time was Monza, 2008. He was here on the grid.
Yeah, no, I mean in terms of today. Today, I mean, you know, so, you know, is this au revoir or is this farewell? Is this the end of it for Sebastian racing in Formula One?
I don't know. We see next year. I don't know.
Okay.
For me, it's normal. I think a normal race, and all guys push, and we hope we have a little bit luck.
Okay, well, it's really lovely to see you.
Sorry for my English.
Good luck, good luck. I think we had a bit of a miscommunication there, but that's fine. Let's keep moving down to the front as we pass Lando Norris's car, and we head through Emerson Fittipaldi there. We've spoken to him relatively recently, and we'll just there's some key people down here. I wanted to have a look at the cars for you as well, didn't I? Here's one. We'll talk about George is carrying a little bit more downforce than let me show you what that means exactly, than Lewis, for example. They've got the same rear wing, but George has got this little gurney named after the very famous racing driver Dan Gurney. Gives you a little bit more downforce, but gives you a bit more drag as well down the straight. So when we start talking about wing level during the Grand Prix, am I in the way? Then this is what we're talking about, the angle of attack of this ring and how many elements. They weren't going to move me out of the way because I was about to get a face full of exhaust. That's funny. Well, hey guys, well done. So yeah, we're talking about the angle of attack, how many elements are in the wing, and therefore downforce equals drag, of course. You can't have one without the other, and downforce helps you through the corners, and drag hurts you in a straight line. Let's wade into this lot, shall we, and see what else we can find. Now the Ferrari, let me show you, I hope you can remember, but you can see how much more shallow that wing is than we've just seen on the Mercedes in terms of the height and the angle of attack of that element there. And this is the rod. When they open the rear wing, that's the rod that snaps the rear wing open. You absolutely would not want your fingers caught in that, because it would take them off. And there's some, I'm sure we've got some people around the Mercedes here in terms of people I wanted to talk to, if I can actually find anybody today on the grid. And well, I just saw Bradley, who I think had a couple of people, but we'll keep moving and wandering down. This is where everybody wants to be parked, of course. The front 2 rows of the grid is just a sea of people. Entirely sure how we're going to find anybody in this. And yes, I know that I sometimes walk past really famous people without stopping, but I'm on my way to talk to somebody else at that time. here's a man I recognise. See if I can have a chat with him. Getting another photo bomb today. Usain, Martin Brundle, Sky, good to see you again.
Hello. Oh, hello.
Hello, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but how are you? Good to see you on the grid again.
Yeah. I'm always there. I try to come here every time.
Good stuff. What else brings you out this part of the world?
I'm just here to see the race. I'm working with my sponsor, Puma, but I'm just here to see the race, watch what's going on, enjoy the excitement.
Did you get a chance to have a chat with Lewis?
No, I know he's busy, you know what I mean? I'll probably see him after maybe, so we'll see what happens.
All right, good to see you. Thanks for the chat. And we'll keep mooching forward. So we've actually arrived at the front of the grid with the two Red Bulls. Red Bulls sitting on the front row. And we've got Usher, I think it is, over there. He's just walking to the back of the car, having another team photo. Seems to be the musician, of course. Seems to be the thing going on. And Mick Doohan there, 5 times MotoGP world champion. We had a chat with him more recently as well. And I should know the guy in the fancy suit, shouldn't I? Do we know who he is? I'd like to know him anyway, because that. Well, why don't I say hello to him? I'm going to embarrass myself now. Hello, Martin Brundle. How are you?
On top of the world.
Good stuff.
I can feel the exhilaration and adrenaline.
I've momentarily forgotten who you are, so can you tell me, please?
I'm a Bollywood actor, so I hail from Mumbai, India. I'm an entertainer.
That respect for that suit, because that's punching.
You know the best part, sir? I have to send it all back in the morning.
Yeah, I know the feeling. All right, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Enjoy the race. Just about got away with that, didn't I? Right. Let's see if we can. Let's go down, Lee. Let's go down the right-hand side here and see if there'll be other people that are just staying out of the way, I'd imagine. And I know there's a lot of English cricketers on the grid. Here they are. Here we go. Ben Stokes. And is that James Anderson? Ben, Martin Brundle.
Hey,
how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good. Bit of a purple patch for English cricket.
Yeah, it's been good, hasn't it? Obviously coming on the back of the World Cup win and the summer, it's been really good.
Yeah, good stuff. And you're obviously supporting Red Bull today.
Yeah, obviously it's it's obviously must be nice for Max coming into today's race, knowing he's lifting the championship. But yeah, really excited. It's my first Formula 1 as well, so yeah, it's been an amazing experience.
Very good. Yeah, a lot of energy down there, isn't it? There's a lot going on, isn't it? Yeah. And hello there, Martin Brundle, Sky F1. How are you doing? How's it going?
Great, thank you.
Go well, I believe, is the expression you like to use.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, we're having a great time. We're fortunate that we're on our way to Pakistan and we can spend the evening here. Yeah, it's amazing.
Good stuff. We were just talking about what a great time it is for English cricket. I mean, my sports all have engines with them, unfortunately, but I know a lot of people love the cricket.
Sorry, you have to...
I know, it's so noisy. I said my sports tend to have engines in them, but I know there's a fantastic following for English cricket and it's going through a great time.
Yeah, it is at the minute. You talk about great engines, it's been going for nearly 20 years, so we're in a really special place at the minute. The White Ball team's doing some special things. Ben's come in as captain and led us extremely well throughout the summer, and hopefully now throughout the rest of the winter we can go on and produce some more special moments and keep building as a test team as well.
All right, good. Could you put up with this lot on the pitch just before you played cricket?
Well, it looks a great wicket. I'd happily bat on this every week, but seriously, it's amazing. When you get up close and you see everything that goes into what they need to do to get ready for a race, it's incredible. To get that insight is amazing. So, yeah, we feel extremely lucky to be here. What an occasion, what a great experience, and really looking forward to the race now.
All right, great to see you lads on the grid. I hope you enjoyed the Grand Prix. John Alesi there, former Formula 1 driver, of course, with Ferrari. It's all getting a little bit tight down here. And there's Pep, Martin Brundle, Sky F1.
I spoke already with this guy.
Did you?
I spoke twice with this guy.
Okay, well, 3 times lucky then.
Yeah, good, I'm lucky.
Good, second in the championship for Man City, and you got 6 weeks holiday now.
Football today, come on.
Huh?
Don't talk about football today.
Oh, we'll talk about F1 then. Tell me about some F1. Oh, hang on a minute. It's okay. I've been thrown out of better places than this. That is, of course, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz making their way. They're coming through here. Actually, this is the gate now as they're coming through, having been, how long have I got left? 3 or 4 minutes by the looks of it. So I don't know if we're going to manage to, don't know if we're going to find anybody else. Mick, quick word. How's it going? Decent grid slot?
Yeah, we'll give our best.
All right, good stuff. And Lewis has gone through there as well. Of course, this seems like the right gate to be, to see if we can pick up. No, Pinky's got Lando. So Britta, you've looked after Seb now. How many years?
15, I think. Roughly 15 years. Yes.
Are you going to stay in F1 or are you going to take some time out?
I think first I will stay for a few more months with Seb, and then we see. Then we have to rediscuss what we are doing in the future.
I hope he's paid you a massive bonus.
We will see. You have to ask him.
All right, good stuff. So I'm going to get in this gap here and see what else we can do. Well, I know Pinky's already spoken to Lando. Have a great race. Are they all on the grid yet? Obviously, they've got to be there in time. Otherwise, they start getting penalties if they're late. Financial penalties if they're late. How are you? I will just squeeze through here if I may. This is my friendly. Thank you. Yeah, so let's... we seem to have got in there. Here we go. And I wanted to talk to Ross Brawn. It's Ross Brawn on the far end there. His last race in his role, in his key management role. And what a success he's had in Formula 1, of course, with Williams and Benetton and Ferrari and his own team, Brawn. You can see Ross right on the end of the lineup there. And he has been kept quite quiet, really, but Ross is sort of backing off of coming to Grand Prix and the role he's been doing as managing director of motorsport. And what a wonderful job he has done for Formula 1. Chase Carey and Stefano Domenicali with him as well. And the drivers all looking into the middle. And, of course, it's time very shortly for the national anthem. Unbelievable atmosphere. Incredible down here. It's a wonderful feeling. The floodlights are just starting to take over from the natural daylight as the atmosphere grows and the anticipation grows. It's the anthem.
Well done, Martin. Now, here we go. The national anthem of Abu Dhabi. And now, some special tributes as the plane flies over above. Nobody tells Sebastian Vettel that on his last race. And where we go, over above, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix is moments away here on YouTube and USRN. Who is going to be the winner? Time will tell.
There we go, the traditional
back to Simon.
And Sebastian Vettel. All the drivers have gathered at the front again after the anthem, and I think a guard of honour there is going to be for the four-time world champion. As you can see, he is just one of the biggest characters, one of the most popular people up and down this paddock is Sebastian Vettel, and we've been seeing it on a number of occasions today. It is the longest of farewells for him.
Yeah, honestly, I wish him so much well, you know, so much goodwill for this race. You know, you have to remember Formula 1, we make a lot of fuss and there's a lot of entertainment and stuff. This is a really serious business. You have to focus. You have to think about safety. You have to race as hard as you can. He wants the best result he can get and you know, ultimately to go out in style.
Toto Wolff's with us now as we watch these images of Sebastian Vettel. You know what it takes and you know what makes a great champion. He was certainly one of them, wasn't he, Toto?
Yeah, he was.
he set the bar high, the way he worked, and he got himself in a position that he was in the best car, outscored everyone 4 times in a row. That was really, really impressive.
Toto, a bit of a change in the weather here in Abu Dhabi. It's been, I'm touching the tarmac and it's actually stone cold. I mean, this is like the first time. Huh? It's not hot.
The conditions have been changing so much that we had a really competitive car when it was hot, and I was saying, not sure this is going to be good in the evening because it's much colder, and then we were not so competitive. So it changes all the way around. So I think the engineers made a car that's good for the race, and hopefully we can translate that.
So with Red Bull and Ferrari really working on that P2 in the Constructor and the Drivers' Championship, can you capitalise on that and try something a little different with strategy? Hopefully those two are going to keep each other busy.
Yeah, I think we're gonna, try to have our best possible race, and we're gonna do the best possible race. Try to beat the Ferraris for P2 in the Constructor Championship. If not, learn the most.
Top man, thanks, Toto. Appreciate it. Let's go to Ted, who's at Carlos Sainz's car.
Tedos.
The Ferrari view on this, and their view is that this fight with Mercedes is really the most critical. There are 2 fights today as Ferrari is concerned. First of all, the Constructors' fight, in which Ferrari is 19 points ahead of Mercedes for 2nd place in the Constructors' Championship. And then there is a fight between Charles Leclerc, who, let's not forget, led the World Championship earlier on in the season, and Sergio Perez, who's coming up hard on the rails to overtake him for P2 in the drivers. So Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz here, just about to put his balaclava on, have a big job to do, because it's Ferrari's priority to close out the Constructors' Championship battle with Mercedes. They say whatever happens with Charles Leclerc, if he can get P2 or secure it off Sergio Perez, who of course starts in front of him on the grid, that would be nice, but Ferrari are making no bones about it. Let's just have a quick look at Charles Leclerc as we finish with Carlos Sainz. Make no bones about it, Ferrari need that P2 in the Constructors, and that is their aim, to stay ahead of Ferrari, and that is going to be a difficult task for them. But Charles Leclerc looks up for it as far as we tell on the grid. He looks very relaxed.
He does indeed. Natalie has been catching drivers, though, throughout this broadcast, and Ross Brawn is with Simon, his last ever race.
And fishing was just too much, was it?
Yeah, I think there's always a time comes to stop, and it's been fantastic last few years. Different side of the business, but I've really, really enjoyed it. See the cars race the way they can, see how healthy Formula 1 is. So it's a good time to stop.
I reckon you'll probably start looking at the regulations for fishing now. You won't, Ross?
No, I've already done that. I'm on the case.
It's a well-trodden path.
So Ross, we spent a bit of time together, but you've had such a long, illustrious career in this sport. From winning world championships, having your own team and winning the world championship, and also from the other side. It must feel very special being here at your last working race.
Well, the highlight was always 2009, of course. So, yeah, but I'll look back very fondly, and it's the people in Formula 1, the friendships you create, they'll never stop. So I think I'll always be able to walk down the pit lane.
Thank you so much, Ross, and thanks for everything. We really appreciate it. Best of luck in a well-deserved retirement. Let's bring in Christian Horner. We've got shots there of your former driver, Sebastian Vettel. Let's just start with that. He brought so much joy, so much success to your team. How do you sum up his legacy?
Well, look, I mean, he's an amazing man. Everything that he did in the sport, we grew together, him within the team, and those 4 world championships were very, very special. And whatever he chooses to do in the future, he can be very, very proud of everything that he's achieved and done in Formula 1, and the person that he is.
Christian, you've never done it before. It's unbelievable to think you've never had a 1-2. If this could be the day, what do you have to do? What can Max do?
Beat all the others.
No, that's very straightforward. Yeah.
So look, and Ferrari are going to go aggressive. Mercedes, don't underestimate them. So we've got to run our race the best we can, and get our heads down and try and get away cleanly and get stuck into the race.
Thanks, Christian. Appreciate it. Let's just quickly go to George Russell.
Tight between us and Ferrari. I think Max especially is going to be a little bit too far ahead, but we'll do everything we can with strategy and whatnot to get ahead.
Go well.
Thank you.
Last year's race winner, of course, would love to finish with a flourish, as would they all, including those that are making way for others on the grid in 2023. Here we go.
Thanks, guys. Okay, Josh, we've got a couple of minutes left then until the start procedure kicks underway. This is it. It's beginning to feel real now, isn't it? It's got the butterflies, it's got the anticipation. 58 laps, 306 kilometers, and then the season is done. And I do not know what to think of it. It's unbelievable that we've reached the end and we've barely got going.
Yeah, it really is. 22 rounds have... No, 21 rounds have
No, 22,
passed
you're
one
right.
round
Oh, yeah, wait, you're right.
today.
Yeah, we haven't got to the other one yet, have we? We're about to start round 22. I know what you're thinking now. But, yeah, it should have been 23. Should have been the longest season ever, but rightfully so. The Russian Grand Prix was cancelled and will never, ever, ever be on the F1 calendar again. Which I don't think anybody minded to be first in anyway. Boring track, no? I'm looking around. It's only you in the comment box at the moment. As well, Megan Birch and Ian Birch just about to make their way into the proceedings. 58 laps ahead of us. Max Verstappen, like he was a year ago, on pole position. In fact, Max Verstappen has won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix from pole in each of the last 2 seasons. Every time he's started from pole, he's won. So will Verstappen make it a hat-trick of poles and a hat-trick of wins to coincide as well? That's a possibility. He's already had 20 career pole positions already, but this season has ebbed and flowed. It started in Bahrain with Charles Leclerc winning and a double DNF for Red Bull. Saudi Arabia went the way of Verstappen. Australia, Leclerc fought back. Then Verstappen went on 3 in a row with Italy, USA and Spain. Perez fought back with his street race win masterclass in Monaco. And then in Azerbaijan, Canada, it went to Verstappen. Bad luck at Silverstone, put it in the way of Carlos Sainz after a great qualifying. Charles Leclerc took Austria, and then Red Bull took off, winning France, Hungary, Belgium, Netherlands and Italy with Verstappen, Singapore with Perez, and then going to Japan with the championship crown for Verstappen, winning again in the United States, clinching the Constructors' Championship, winning in Mexico, and then Mercedes, after 20 races, bouncing back with victory in Sao Paulo. It's all eyes, though, on the battle for P2 between Perez and Leclerc, level on points. Will Verstappen get his 15th win of the season and make that record completely his own? Time will tell. It's time for the 2022 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Myself, Megan Birch and Ian Birch will be up in the main commentary box, providing analysis from the pit lane and race control with statistician expertise is Josh Plays as well. And then this is it, live on YouTube for the last time this season, live on USRN. Sit back and enjoy Abu Dhabi.
Focus. A hunter. Fairness. Speed. Agility. Power.
Verstappen swoops into the lead.
Dominating its prey.
Max Verstappen, you are world champion.
The fastest on earth.
Well, it's time for the last dance of the 2022 Formula One season. In the desert it began, and in the desert it will finish. From Bahrain to Abu Dhabi in the space of 9 months, Formula One, YouTube and USRN welcome you to the last race at the Yas Marina circuit. Built back in 2009 on marshlands and old fishing heritages as well. This fantastic 5.281 kilometre circuit, 3.280 miles, provides us with the entertainment and backdrop for what has been now commonly used as the season finale. 8.2 metre flat surface as well, hard aggressive racing. Turn 5 and turn 9 are the hardest points, and it was at that same turn 5 that Verstappen dove up the inside of Lewis Hamilton to take the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and win the 2021 World Championship. Down at turn 6 and 7, Perez versus Hamilton was the battle to watch. Hamilton taking the lead and Perez defending like a lion up the inside, slicing backwards and forwards in a great duel mid-Grand Prix. And even turn 9 has its moment on the last lap. Hamilton almost touching Verstappen at over 200 miles an hour, flashing into the last corner. He who dares wins, and Verstappen won the championship. In terms of the tyres, well, it's a fast, abrasive circuit, so naturally we've bought the softest available. The red soft C5, the yellow medium C4, and the white hard C3 tyre is the opportunity to watch. Green inters and blue wets, because we did have rain here back in 2018, briefly touched the circuit. The sun is setting, we're all set to go here in Abu Dhabi, and this is the starting grid. From back to front, Nicholas Latifi lines up on the 10th row of the grid alongside Alexander Albon. 9th row of the grid sees Valtteri Bottas, alongside him on the grid is Pierre Gasly. 7th row sees Kevin Magnussen, 8th row sees Kevin Magnussen alongside Zhou Guanyu. 7th row sees Lance Stroll, Daniel Ricciardo with a 3-place grid penalty as well. He's starting 13th. Mick Schumacher starts 12th in his last Grand Prix for a while. Alongside him is Yuki Tsunoda starting 11th. Fernando Alonso promoted up to 10th alongside the 4-time champion Sebastian Vettel starting his 299th and last Grand Prix. Esteban Ocon starts 8th on the grid. Lando Norris starts 7th as well, looking for a good result here today. Lewis Hamilton starts in 5th. Alongside him is now George Russell, Mr. Sunday, winner last time out in Sao Paulo. 2nd row of the grid is an all-Ferrari affair as well. Carlos Sainz starts 4th, Charles Leclerc starts 3rd. Red Bull, though, like they have all year, it's a 1-2. Verstappen leads with Perez in 2nd. And you would think, Megan, that after a season of having these situations done, I would have got used to that. But I can never get used to the fact it's still back to front. Hello, Megan. Welcome to the comp box.
I can't get used to it either, so it's not just a you thing.
Dad's picked up a book as well that's been put in there. I don't know where it's from, but come in here. Come on.
No, don't get distracted by the book.
Lewis Hamilton coming into position as well, all setting to
go. Do you
go.
want my armrests moving up a bit?
Well, that was Megan gets Dad in position. I'll say hello to Josh. Afternoon, Josh. All set then. All's fair in love and war in Formula One. And this is it. The last dance for so many drivers.
Is that all right?
Can you... Oh, Josh, we can barely hear you. You have to turn your mic up a little bit, actually, comically. Try now.
Some of the
Perfect.
tributes for Vettel have been absolutely amazing, and I think I might be released from being a part of Team Elites, as I've got Netherlands in the World Cup sweepstake.
That'll do.
I think I'm not classed as a
Team LH supporter, yeah.
Anymore,
Marking the end of the season.
Well,
wearing black. Hello, Dad.
You and Sinful have picked the Netherlands, so...
Yeah, could get you somewhere. Hi, Dad. Welcome to the box. Hi, Megan. Welcome to the box. Checker flag is ready. It's about 2 hours away. 5 o'clock coming in. This is it. Last
Am I
race.
on?
You're on. You're on. Can you hear yourself?
Am I on?
Yeah. Away we go then on the formation lap. And this is it then. Who's going to have the lights out procedure? And look at this already, the out qualifying signal being put on and everything. Dear.
The left side have a better get off than the right side do.
Russell slow away.
I don't know who you've been talking to, but and what you've been talking about. But if you want some information, Mick Schumacher looks like he's going to be the reserve driver at Mercedes.
Super slow away.
Why is everyone going slow at Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, thank you guys.
We don't want a repeat.
Yeah, everyone's going.
Nick Latifi looks like he's going into Indy Lights with a view to IndyCar.
Seems logical. I'd go for that.
And
You might be better at that, actually.
Ross Brawn's going fishing.
The final race of the 2022 World Championship takes place 246 days after it began in Bahrain, the longest season in Formula One history. 246 days since that race in Bahrain.
It feels shorter than that.
It does,
Did you hear the last thing I said? That Ross Brawn
Yes, Ross
is
Brawn going
leaving?
fishing.
He's going fishing.
But where's Joe Bauer going?
Oh yeah, Joe Bauer's last Grand Prix, head of FIA technical delegate as well, and the policeman of the paddock, he's leaving.
Yeah, and there's also talk that a certain person who is leaving today may have a job with the FIA.
That's going to be interesting.
Vettel?
Vettel, yeah. I mean, there are rumours going around that Vettel...
Well, if he is, it'll get him away from the motorbike he's building.
He's ex-Ferrari, and the FIA go for ex-Ferrari people.
They do.
And not only drivers, they go for... They're all over the place.
They do, there we go.
Benotto, FIA.
Yes,
Don't
exactly.
you think that...
Hang on. I've got to give Megan, because we're near the end of the race. Megan, talk us through the strategy.
Right, so both are 2 stops, both starting on medium. So the first 2 stop is going on to hards lap 16 to 23 and then back onto mediums, lap 37, sorry, to 44. Then the second 2 stop is going on to hards lap 14 to 20 and then going on to another set of hards laps 32 to 39. And also I'm wearing black to signify the end of the season.
And I'm wearing green because Norbert Vettel turned around and said everyone must wear green. Welcome to the brown and black show next to me.
We're like a tree.
One's got a brown shirt on, the other one's got a black shirt on. I'm the only one that's done what Norbert once said.
We were like a tree.
Yeah? I'll tell you something else.
I've got a cough.
Right. I'll tell you something else. Benotti looks like he's being poached.
He does, doesn't he, for another team.
And
Right.
I don't know what that team's called, but it could be Audi.
I believe that. Last cars coming into position then. 246 days, 9 months around the world, the longest season in Formula One history. What a year it's been. It's been the year of change. It's been a wind of change. Verstappen and Red Bull have been dominant. Last race of the season. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Action in Abu Dhabi. Good start from Max Verstappen. Great start from Charles Leclerc. And look at Russell. He's challenging behind Leclerc as well.
No, that's
Sainz as well.
Lewis.
And Perez almost loses position. Perez almost gets chopped off by Verstappen in the first corner. Russell side by side with Lando Norris. Hamilton's made a good position. You're right, Megan, ahead of Carlos Sainz. Okay, further back. Into turn 5 here, but we go. It's a clean start as Leclerc dives on the inside of Perez in turn 5. Doesn't work out. Ocon nearly hits Sebastian Vettel. Be very careful there as well, Ocon. Don't do that to Sebi. As we head down towards turn 6 and 7 we go. Leclerc's in the slipstream as well as Perez, but Hamilton's in the slipstream of Leclerc, and Sainz is in the slipstream of Hamilton. They're ducking and diving as Ocon trying to go on the inside. Alonso's trying to join them as well with Sebastian Vettel.
Contact between
Hamilton rides up the curves. Is Hamilton out of the race? No, he keeps going.
That was Sainz's fault. He didn't give enough room.
Yeah, and further back, Alonso. Well, Vettel's been dropped down. Ocon's gone through. Here comes Alonso. Alonso's been forced towards the pit wall almost on the supports as Ocon tries to go around the outside of the slow starting Russell. At turn 9, he does it perfectly as well. Clean move. Russell keeps the inside line and gets the position back. Off goes Leclerc. Through goes Hamilton. He's trying to get the move on Charles Leclerc. Doesn't work out into the turn 13 hotel section. Brilliant start. And so much for a dead rubber race. This is brilliant.
It is brilliant, and I noticed Vettel was trying... Oh, here's the incident with Hamilton and Sainz.
So Hamilton is on... So Sainz just barged up the inside and forced him off.
Forced him off the track and did not give him enough room. Lewis didn't even know Sainz was there, and he did not need to give anyone any space because Sainz was the one that literally barrel rolled into him.
I think it's a case of cold tyres there, and and the brakes not warmed up properly.
I don't think
it's not a science thing to do, is it?
No,
yes, it is. In my opinion, it is. I've seen a lot from him this year, which proves that he can't drive. He gets too aggressive on the track.
Josh, we've got a notice from the stewards. What is it? Is it no? Oh, Sainz radio.
Clear head.
He did exactly the same last year with Verstappen.
Sainz got his good memory. We were already mentioning Abu Dhabi.
He did exactly the same last year with
Latifi.
Verstappen. Do you mean go round a corner?
Albon diving up the inside of Magnussen. Latifi trying to Gasly, and the side-by-side between Ricciardo and Schumacher. And so Magnussen.
Sainz is just making excuses there. He braked too late on cold tyres and cold brakes.
Josh, what the steward's saying.
Refused no further investigation.
No, it doesn't.
What?
It's
Look at Latifi, sorry to question Latifi, trying to go and keep a position to Gasly, hasn't worked out. Gasly's gone through, gone a bit too wide. Latifi trying to come back at the inside of turn 9, hasn't worked out either. Gasly moves up, and it's a slow Kevin Magnussen who's dropping position. So we've had Magnussen, we've had Vettel, and we've had Russell had terrible starts this Grand Prix. They've just not got going off the line.
Am I the only one seeing the issue with Sainz right now?
Yeah, he's in P5. He's just forced him off the track, yeah.
Yeah, he's just got away with it. Typical Ferrari getting away with things.
And Lewis, bought them all dinner on Thursday, so it's not very nice, is it? You buy a guy dinner, and then he tries to run you off the road.
Well, it might get settled now because the DRS has been enabled. There's been copying on the radio there as well. We just heard. So who's escaped DRS? Well, Perez just has DRS on Verstappen still because he's inside that 1 second margin. So he's going to have DRS. Hamilton has DRS on Leclerc. And then everybody from Norris down has the DRS to Magnussen, who's dropped further back. So it's about to be an overtaking bonanza into turn 6. And yeah, Russell was looking on the inside of Lando Norris there for 6.
How's Lewis's car doing?
Looks like he's okay. Do you remember when he went up in the air in Belgium after Alonso? The same thing. He broke the suspension on it. It broke a water leak. They've repaired that, and they made sure it won't happen again. So he's actually got away with it okay. No. Oh, Hamilton has now been noted for leaving the track and gaining an advantage.
What do you expect him to do?
Megan's never
And it's now under investigation.
Oh, Josh is right. So
of course, Mercedes, they get sent off those Sainz who actually hit and didn't.
Here's the start, Megan. Talk us through it. Oh, careful.
Lewis gets a great start, and Sainz obviously doesn't like that and decides to, bash into him. And it's...
Good start from Verstappen's at the fastest lap of the race, 1:29.968. But it's up at turn 5. Look, Leclerc dives up the inside, tries to run a Perez. Perez shuts the door. Leclerc can't do anything about it. Sainz now will begin to get a toe on Hamilton, who's getting a toe off Leclerc. So there's ultra clean air for Sainz to just close up that gap into the braking zone.
Be done.
Well, it's like a fishing rod, just reeling him in bit by bit by bit. Look, Leclerc's broken the toe. Hamilton's going to know where to go. Sainz sent it from way back along the inside. I don't think Lewis would have seen him. I don't think Lewis would have seen him.
We saw him on board with him. He didn't see him.
To be fair, he has actually just looked in his mirrors. He's looking in his mirrors. Did he see him in the braking zone? Yeah, he's looked in his mirrors.
He's not in the mirror.
Yeah,
he's not in it.
He's not in his provisional. You do it.
Provisional.
He's not in his peripheral vision. But the thing is, like Lewis was taking the same line as the other cars.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, how did he gain an advantage when he did not go?
It is perfectly reasonable for Sainz to go for that move, but he just braked too late.
Okay, Lewis, we've been asked to give the position back to Sainz.
And he's done it.
What do you mean back to Sainz?
He's done it.
What do you mean back to Sainz when the position of 4th was Lewis's anyway, and Sainz didn't do anything but push Lewis off the track? And when he was in 5th position, so it's not Sainz's position to give back, it's Hamilton's position that you're giving away.
I don't agree with that because
it's the first lap. It's the first lap rules. They're so different to the rest unless the FIA want to change it.
Oh, Megan!
Sorry.
Seriously, stop banging the desk. You're going to knock off everything.
The FIA are being idiots.
Yeah, you can tell. Megan's getting that angry in the commentary box. She's going to turn to She-Hulk.
And I'm just relaxed.
Yeah.
But the first time I broke the commentary box in Abu Dhabi, it won't be the last.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of scared, because we haven't got the money to replace the commentary box, because you ripped the headphones off, what was it, 2016? You walked out the commentary box with your headphones still and brought the entire commentary box down.
She set fire to the place when she was
at
school.
Twice. I nearly died twice.
Yeah, you set fire to the commentary box twice.
She did set fire to the...
Hamilton's got the DRS on Sainz. He's going to pull to the outside this time again in towards turn 6. Sainz sees him coming, goes a little bit wide. Hamilton will get the cut back, but it's the second DRS zone that you've got to start to think about. There's the activation line now. Hamilton opens up the rear wing, tries to pull to the outside line. A bit of carbon fibre flopping around. Russell's trying to pass Norris as well. Hamilton's on the outside. Breeze is past the Ferrari, and Russell passes Norris. Mercedes get a big cheer there down at turn 9.
Well, it should be. Josh, I believe there's news.
Yes, turn 6 incident involving Hamilton. No further action for leaving the track and gaining an advantage because Hamilton gave the position back. But not the best place to be doing controversial FIA decisions, is it?
They seem to like to make those.
I was just thinking the same thing. It's you don't penalise the guy who already hates Abu Dhabi.
It's always involving Lewis as well.
Well, Lewis has won here in 2011, 2016, 2018 and 2019, but in terms of championships won here and championships lost, he lost the 2010 championship, he lost the 2016 championship, and he lost the 2021 championship, but he won the 2014 championship. So,
very lucky.
No, of the four, Ted.
To close on Charles Leclerc and challenge for an overtake, but meantime out front, the Red Bulls are just starting to get their payment cards ready, give their room keys in, and check out of this race. Sergio Perez has been told, just look after the tyres at this point, but they're already 8/10, well, 3 or 4 tenths, nearly half a second quicker, both Red Bulls, than Charles Leclerc behind them.
Cheers, Ted. So, yeah.
Can you tell me when Seb loses the DRS? Copy.
That's Alonso being told, please tell me when Seb loses the DRS to Ocon. Here we go, Sainz under pressure again, this time from George Russell. Russell's going to have the DRS on the run down towards turn 9. Sainz sees him coming, tries to wiggle the car, force him wide a little bit, they almost touch. Russell almost loses an end plate, keeps his foot in, has to back out of it. Sainz drifts wide, Russell gets the comeback. Oh, that was beautiful.
You see what I mean about Sainz?
Jack Nicholls said the other day that we've never had a good season finale here in Abu Dhabi. Last year's, it was boring until the last lap. This is actually turning... 2012 was a good race, but that wasn't the season finale. This is actually turning into quite an entertaining little race. 7 laps in now, and it's changing dramatically. Verstappen leads, though, by 2.4 seconds. That's the boring bit. Perez second, so takes second in the Drivers' Championship away from Leclerc. So that's something to watch. Also, Russell Radio.
Lewis needs to pick up the pace so it doesn't give Sainz DRS. Ferrari's are slow, we can beat them.
Yeah, Russell.
George he's got the mentality of a race winner now, hasn't he, George? He's going, well, we can beat them, we can beat the Ferraris. Little by little, we're just going a little bit closer.
From the early days, he's always had his little black book that he takes around, making notes of different things. He's always been like Bottas, a bit of a technical wizard when it comes to Formula One and to strategy and things like that. He thinks on his feet. The likes of Max and Lewis, it just comes natural.
Yeah. Sainz has the DRS. Russell's been thinking about it. Hamilton
comes naturally. Just come through.
Yeah. To Hamilton, yeah.
Trouble is that Lewis can't break the DRS thing with Sainz because Sainz is in a car that's reasonably the same.
Yeah, it's the same as the Mercedes, so they may be slow on tyre life, but not really that bad.
What George should be doing is trying to put pressure on him so that Lewis can pull away.
Just hearing it on the radio now, actually, as well, as we see...
Lewis saying the same as me.
Yeah. Here's Sebastian Vettel, then. Last ever Grand Prix, 299th and last start in Formula 1. This is Hamilton, though, Megs. Has he made a mistake at turn 1? Yes, he's run all 4 wheels off the track. So that's one. Is that one limit then, Josh? As Schumacher goes around the outside of Gasly.
And that has just come up, so I'm adding that to the spreadsheet. It's 7 laps in, and 6 drivers are on their first warning already.
This is going to be insane. 3 warnings. You get a time penalty as well applied to you of 5 seconds. So the Red Bulls are just checking out. We knew they would. But the battle between the Mercedes and Ferrari is close. Remember, Ferrari on 524 points, Mercedes on 505 points. There's a 19-point swing between them in the Constructors' Championship. There might be a bit less soon as Sainz tries around the outside into turn 6 of Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton defends the inside line. And now...
Okay, the rears are the limiting axle.
That's Stroll complaining on the radio. Here comes Sainz with the second DRS. Yeah, this I think is Sainz. He's going to pull to the outside of Lewis Hamilton down towards turn 9. Hamilton can't defend at all. Sainz passes. So who's slow now, George? The Ferrari gets past and Vettel ties up the inside of Esteban Ocon. Vettel proving he's still got it and moves up into 8th position. Fabulous. Oh, Ocon's come back! Ocon's come back around the outside! Vettel's gone wide! Ocon did the comeback! The cameras didn't even pick it up! Ocon did the comeback right round the outside and he forced Vettel wide! Well, I want to see that from an off-board angle.
So do I.
That was Ocon using his wit! Brilliant!
Usually he just uses his wheels to send a message.
So glad you changed that. I was thinking you were going to say something else there. As I came back through. Vettel, though, into P9, down the hill across the control line then. Let's give you an update then after 9 laps. Verstappen leads, Perez second. Let's hear from Russell.
What's going on? You're free to race.
George, plan C.
And Josh, you've got more information about more time limits.
Yeah, Sebastian Vettel's unfortunately got his first one for track limits at turn 9.
So that's
the
8.
First track limits at turn 9.
Is that 8 and 9?
Probably.
8 and 9 laps. 8 drivers and 9 laps.
What is that on the track?
It's some sort of debris from the F2 race. Russell's trying to go around the outside of Hamilton. The first time these two have raced each other as Grand Prix winners as well. Russell has had a far better season than Hamilton. He's already secured finishing ahead of him in the Drivers' Championship this season. But Russell wants more. He wants to take on the 7-time champion on equal footing. Pulls to the outside. First time we've seen it this year. I think Hamilton sort of gave him the position there. Russell takes 5th position. Not a lot of fight between the two Mercedes teammates there. They're working for the long run.
I think Lewis wants
On these
Russell
tyres.
to deal with Sainz.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
On these tyres, I really think that George's car has got more grip than Lewis's.
Yeah. What's the lap time gap between
It's
them,
the rear
Josh?
grip.
What's going
Yeah.
on? You're free to race.
Free to race. We just heard over the radio.
Yeah, it's the rear grip. It's George's car has been better in the corners than Lewis's.
Hamilton. Maybe it's from Sainz's little dodgems.
You don't reckon that the same thing happened in Belgium's happened again?
It's the damage
think
to
it
the
is.
undercarriage.
Yeah.
Because it's
He
so
bounced.
important. Look what happened to Max.
Yeah, yes.
When he had damage to the little tunnels. That
He
lead
bounced.
the
That ain't good for a
now.
car.
In Singapore, yeah. Singapore he had it. And he finished Singapore. Well, where did he finish Singapore? 7th.
A bad feeling telling me Lewis won't finish his race.
Oh, so then the chance of Lewis Hamilton winning a Grand Prix in every single season is dramatically diminishing. Vettel is now challenging Ocon as well. And Alonso, in his last Grand Prix for Alpine, is chasing down the driver he's replacing next year. But Vettel has the DRS down towards turn 6 and 7.
Losing power, man.
There's Hamilton still saying he's losing power on the inside, Megs.
I think that was a replay.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that's
It's the
seen
mode.
a difference in Sainz this year with his driving style? He used to actually drive like a normal driver. Now he drives like it's his life.
Ocon's going defensive on the run to turn 9. Vettel's going to try and swing around the outside this time as well. Maybe he'll try and get the cut back. Not going to work. Ocon has got superior grip and keeping that inside line perfectly well. To finish my point I said earlier, I already did. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton, the 4 championship situations he's come into in this race, he's only won 1 of them. He's lost 3 others. So that's what, a 25% win rate?
Yeah.
That's in 75% loss rate in the championship here in Abu Dhabi. Compare that to Sao Paulo one as well, where it's actually a 100% record. Go on, mate.
Yeah, there's a difference in Sainz this year. Have you noticed that? He no longer drives like a driver should. He now races like
aggressively.
Really, really aggressively, and it's not good because he is getting away with so much because he's a Ferrari. He keeps bashing into people, causing loads of problems, and yeah, sure, he got a race win, but before he got that race win, he drove actually normally. After that, he's just gone completely the wrong way.
Confidence booster?
Yeah, and it's not a good one.
I think he's the better of the 2 drivers with confidence at the moment. Between Leclerc has lost so much confidence.
Matt Gallagher's going to come after you now.
Yeah, Matt Gallagher, who's WTF1 host, is a Charles Leclerc passionate fan.
Well, yeah, but Charles is not in the right frame of mind.
No, he's not. And he wants.
He's had too many.
Neither of the Ferraris are.
Too many sticks hitting him this year, and too many things going wrong, and it's affected his mental approach to the race. Whereas Sainz, it's the opposite. Sainz is driving out of his skin.
Do you know as well that Charles Leclerc is so pressured to get second? He wants the team to get him second. He wants to go there because if Leclerc finishes second in the Drivers' Championship, he gets a big bonus.
The pace is good. The leg is also lower than expected. I don't agree.
That's Sainz. Finally, well, it's taken 22 Grand Prix, Carlos, but finally you're disagreeing with the strategy department. Maybe that'll kick some change.
They need this holiday to get their heads back in the game.
There's Norbert.
Nobby Vettel. Oh, I'm gonna miss him more. He's always such a comedy.
Seb's kids are here this weekend as well. I
saw them, yeah.
Saw them yesterday outside.
Free.
I think he,
Baby's on its way, 3rd one.
No, he has
no,
a
he's got
son
3.
as well.
He's got a son. He's got
he's
2
got 3
daughters
too.
and a son.
Yeah. Oh, well, hang on, was it? Oh, it was the baby last year, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
246 stage.
The
I think
youngest is a
246 stage. I would have looked up how many kids Sebastian Vettel's
He's
had.
got 2 girls and a boy.
That's not in my driver's notes. All that's in my driver's notes here for Vettel is won the first Grand Prix, won in 2013, championship in 2010 with the race win.
You should have a note of how many kids they have.
I could add that as an addendum to my notes as well.
It's like brackets, has kids.
Yeah, 3, X3, 2G, 1B as well. Sounds like a passcode, doesn't it? 2G, 1B. In the meantime, speaking of passing, here is Sebastian Vettel trying to go right round the outside this time of Esteban Ocon into turn 9, trying to push it round the outside. Come on, Seb, keep your foot in it. Oh, he didn't all, but Ocon left him enough room. Vettel's trying to get the cut back into the Yas Hotel section. No, not going to work there. Supremely confident is Sebastian, can find the right manoeuvres, and he wants to finish high in this Grand Prix.
At least in the top 10.
Danny Rick's all his family's here. You know, even his niece and nephew are here.
Well, they'll be disappointed.
And his mum and dad.
And Natalie's brought her kids.
Oh.
Wilf and Willow are here.
Will, I hope you're keeping them away from anything to do with hairdressing.
Josh, Hamilton's gone off again. Does anything flash up on the monitor? Hamilton is
He's
on
got,
lap 12.
if I remember rightly, he has one more free warning and then a black and white flag.
So that's twice he's gone off at turn 1. And here he is now.
2 seconds.
Okay, copy.
Are you surprised?
Albon's been in the pit lane, 2.6 second stop.
It came down on when it jumped up. It came down on the sleeping policeman.
Yeah.
And when it went up, something at the back, it sparked massively.
Yeah.
And I think it broke something.
It's cracked something, isn't it, in the
and
car?
the police, going down on the policeman, as you said, has just like whacked it off or something.
Vettel's desperately battling with these 2 Alpines as well. This is a great little race.
Well, it's either going to be him battling with them or they battle with each other.
And we've got an American in Formula 1 next year. Logan Sargent did his what he needed to do this morning.
I don't think I've ever been alive when Americans been involved in it.
Alexander Rossi, 2015.
Rossi's American? Oh, yeah.
Scott Speed.
2006.
Well, obviously I have not paid much attention to them.
No, you haven't. Hamilton, 2 strike limit. So exactly what Josh has been telling us throughout the broadcast. Hamilton's just been told 2 strike limit.
I don't think it will matter. I think he'll be out soon.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he's struggling. I wonder if the power steering fluid has been damaged in some way.
No, if you've got a hydraulic leak, surely the only thing you can say there is if there's a kink in one of the things, but it was nowhere near that part.
Yeah, it's just gone completely.
You know, that's
Straw pits.
Yeah, I think Josh
the
said that.
reservoir is in the nose.
Yeah, Josh, what's tyres Stroll got onto?
It's not updated yet.
Okay, well,
he's still in it.
Hards.
That's right.
Used hards.
Used hard tyres. Okay, well, Stroll had, it's one old hard anyway.
Most of them were thinking of a 2-stop strategy here because it's generally a 1-stop. But they think that the degradation on these tyres will mean you need to do a 2-stop later in the race.
Vettel's got a DRS run on Esteban Ocon as well as he comes down towards turn 9, pulls to the outside line as well. Ocon defends it hard on the inside. And Vettel just can't find a way through. This is the battle we've been following for a couple of laps. The little owl says a good start to the race. In my opinion, Hamilton had to give that place back as Sainz was ahead. Legit just got back from refereeing under 10s. Welcome, hello. Hamilton definitely has an issue. It might have been hitting the curb. Megan, honestly, to me, Sainz has been driving like this always, just no one notices. Sainz disagreeing with Ferrari's strategy is what got him his maiden win.
Plan B, I don't know.
Yeah, we're looking into that, mate.
Plan B for...
So slow.
My Plan B. Oh, and Alonso pits for Plan B. No, Ocon pits, and Tsunoda pits too.
My nephew's a referee in Scotland.
Yes.
Yeah, he referees in the Scottish League.
Hello, everyone.
Scottish Football League.
Esteban Ocon comes in then. Is that a new set of hards? Yeah, brand new set of hards. Oh, and Tsunoda's just ahead of him there. He too goes on new sets of hards, and I love you can hear the wheel spin now on the earphones as well. Absolutely brilliant. Night beginning to fall here in Abu Dhabi, where it's a twilight Grand Prix. And it happens so gradually, doesn't it, that it turns to the night. You often forget about it.
Jensen was saying that it's a double whammy because, first of all, the sun going down starts hitting you in the face in certain parts of the circuit. And then, in the entire circuit, you have the glare from these, floodlights that come on.
Russell radio.
Consider plan B.
Fronts are gone, consider plan B. 2 stop.
Like though in Singapore, though.
Oh, there we go.
Consider plan B.
Russell's radio.
As soon as the lights go down, the paint jobs look so fantastic on some of these cars.
Pop, don't they? They're brilliant.
Yeah.
Ferrari for
Perez
me.
pit.
Perez into the pit lane. So that puts Leclerc back up to second then. Thanks, Josh. I couldn't see what tyres he's on. Brand new hards, I think.
Yeah, the white wheeled.
2.4 second stop. Hamilton comes out. Russell pits. That's a McLaren coming in as well. Can't see which one just yet. Norris in. Thanks, Josh. Russell's a 5.2 second stop. What was wrong with Russell? And Lando's tyres on the mediums. Only doing 16 laps, shredded on the front. As Megan steps on her earphone. What have you got here, Megan?
Look at the car.
Which one? Well, 2.3 second stop for Lando.
In the F2 this morning, we had...
So Lewis goes up, and it sparks when he slams down, So, can you pick that white lead up?
Sorry, Megan.
What?
Alonso track limits.
Oh.
It's only a track limits warning. What are they going to do? Take away the entire time?
Is that Vettel being lapped? No, that's Vettel being passed by Perez. And, Perez goes wide. Perez was very deep to the chicane. That's going to allow Vettel a little go. Well, Vettel racing a Red Bull. Yeah, sure, why not? Round the...
Perez?
Vettel's got more Vettel passes Perez. Oh, there's a smile under the helmet camera there of Sebastian Vettel there. Back. That was out of the pit lane, of course, for Perez. Tyres aren't fully up to temperature, but that's a satisfying moment for Sebastian.
Okay.
What? Why is...
Oh, no. Let us know if we're still on YouTube and USRN. Because something's... Josh, let us know. Yeah, we are. Cool. There's a small little bug there. Apologies for that. Let us know if we're all okay.
Perez's thing's a bit...
This is
a bit weird.
Russell stopped then. Well, what was the... Oh, there was no tyre on the rear right. Oh, and unsafely...
Are you sure?
You're back with us. Apologies for that. Small connection. And all you've missed, Norris has passed Bottas, and through on the inside as well, there was a position as Vettel's been repassed by Perez.
Yeah, all good, that's all right.
So it's going to head into...
So while we try... apparently we're live and not live. So no idea what's happening. USRN is frozen. We've got no internet, even though we're still streaming. So
Has just done a 3-second stop. Russell did get the fastest lap, and yes, the F1 Manager 22 code has already been redeemed with literally 15 seconds after it was posted. But Perez now has the fastest lap. Everyone has stopped except Bottas and Magnussen and Vettel. The two Ferraris, Leclerc in front, Sainz behind. Sainz will have the DRS open on Leclerc.
George has got a 5-second time penalty, hasn't he?
yeah, why has George got a 5-second time penalty? Presumably for the unsafe release we saw into the path of Lando Norris.
Yes.
How many laps did we miss?
5, I think.
5. Verstappen leads, Perez second, Leclerc third, Sainz fourth, Russell fifth, Vettel sixth, Hamilton seventh, Norris eighth, Ocon ninth, Stroll rounds out the top 10. We've got Bottas 11th, Tsunoda 12th, Alonso 13th, Magnussen 14th, Albon 15th, Zhou 16th, 17th for Schumacher, Ricciardo 18th, Gasly 19th, and Latifi 20th. Max Verstappen's pit stop onto hard tyres, and there was a problem at the right rear, Megan. That's why he had such a slow stop, which we missed.
It was smoking, so I think Russell got caught, and also that I think there's something wrong with the timing screens on the thing because it keeps going between green and red during the time we were off.
Well, that's what happens when the internet goes off, as it resets itself. As Russell diving up the inside of Vettel, nice of F1 to give us the highlights of what we've missed in the last 5 laps, up the inside and making the move. So Russell back to fifth position, Vettel down to sixth. So everybody, Josh, bar Bottas and Magnussen, have come into their pits in the last 5 laps, correct?
Correct.
And we haven't missed much.
Not really.
Good. Apologies for that outage. We know the cause.
We didn't actually lose any of the pictures on any of the monitors.
No, it's just that it was the laptop connector damaged the internet connection because it's all connected to the main PC computer. So then the computer on the laptop lost internet and lost power. That tripped the computer because it's connected via the USB. As Hamilton dives up the inside of Vettel for 6th position with a nice move there. So this connected to this, blew the main PC, blew the laptop, and it was all caused by the desk. So yeah. It's the bus mixer lead as well. We've got a battle going on here as Alonso dives up the inside of Yuki Tsunoda. This is the battle for 12th position. It's 3 wide as Alonso dives up the inside with a great move ahead of Tsunoda. Bottas getting swamped there by 2 drivers with a very nice maneuver. Now it's all happening again. Alonso hasn't got the DRS. He's going to try and get the move round the outside to Tsunoda. Bottas is a sleeping duck. Tsunoda goes to 11th. Alonso down to 12th. Bottas trying to cut through the inside. Hasn't worked out to turn 9. Good little move, that.
Ricciardo passes Schumacher.
So that's Ricciardo to 17th, Schumacher down to 18th position there as well as the race continues on. Please do let us know on USON and on YouTube if we are now back to full power because we had to reset every single thing and move mics around.
I haven't seen any chat.
George, we have a 5-second penalty for unsafe release. We'll have to serve it at the next pit stop.
All right, if we're going to take 5-second penalty, we need to go long.
So Russell knows he's got a 5-second penalty, but he's already come into the pit lane. It was the unsafe release, so he's going hard to the end of the race. So they'll have to do a second stop. So that's going to change again as it comes through. Please do let us know on the YouTube chat, just either a thumbs up or anything to let us know that we are working on there and the chat is working too.
Yeah, you know, George and Lewis both need a safety car.
Massive chance then for safety cars to come in, hopefully so in the next couple of minutes as well.
Lewis needs a miracle.
Do you think it'll come
You're
one?
good.
Oh, good. Thank you, Josh. Do you think he was not going to get a miracle? Do you reckon Lewis is going to be out of that race? Because you said when you noticed the bump.
I think he will be.
Something's cracked on the inside. Alonso trying to go left and right. Passing Yuki Tsunoda, not working. Shows up to 15th, past Magnussen.
Especially if he has any other dealings.
Yeah, can't find a way through there either. I think it's about time we have a little phone call with people as well tomorrow for this internet going to 2023. As Alonso dives to the inside line, getting ahead of Tsunoda with a brilliant move and makes the position. Great stuff. PC also needs updating as well, so that needs something to get focused on.
Right, so lap 25 of 58, is it?
Yeah.
And it's Verstappen still in the lead. Honestly, there's no surprise there. Perez is second with the fastest lap. And then we've got the 2 Ferraris behind him, and then the 2 Mercedes. It's like they're going 2 by 2.
This is Lando Norris in P7, diving up the inside to Vettel's dropped back down to 8th position, but he's got out of the Ocon-Alonso battle as well, because Stroll's now in between that for what we missed with the internet lagging. And don't know who the hell that is.
That's Usher. He's a musician friend of Lewis.
No idea.
Very well-known guy.
Literally no idea who he is. Zero clue.
Guy.
Josh, we've got news. Go on. Oh, 2 seconds, Vettel.
It's the worst. We're just getting eaten up by everybody. Who's next to pass us? Sitting duck.
We're watching, Sebastian. These are 2 stoppers.
Yeah, it's a 2-stop strategy. Not going to be that much. Josh, you got news.
They've given Vettel a special place behind 3rd place to park after the race, and they have given a designated celebratory donuts area on the grid, just like when Vettel won his championship.
So they're actually going to allow that to happen. I thought they might. 2 Haas cars going to make a bit of a battle here. Schumacher trying to pass Magnussen on the inside line and makes the move. Schumacher up to 17th then. Magnussen down to 18th and Ricciardo becomes the sitting duck.
What are they actually testing on Tuesday? These
Tyres.
cars?
Tyres only. It's
Using
the young
these cars?
Yeah, using these cars, it's the young driver test. So every
But
driver...
Lewis is doing it.
On Tuesday, yeah. It's a 2-day test. So Tuesday, Lewis is doing the tyres.
Yeah.
Wednesday, there'll be, I don't know. Well, Mercedes haven't got a young driver, have they? Because he's going to Alpine. So he's going to AlphaTauri. Vettel stops, puts on the hard tyre.
We're just getting eaten up by everybody. Who's next to pass us? Sitting sitting duck.
Oh, and he's locked up. Was he speeding in? Hang on a minute. How did Vettel lock up coming out of the pit lane? Was he speeding in the pit lane there?
Yeah, I don't think his limiter was on.
Oh, Sebastian. He's got hard spots now on those two tyres. And now Vettel is 19th out of the 20 runners that we have so far.
Ted was saying yesterday, that, and Martin's been talking about it as well, that strange thing is, when this circuit was first built, that underground little tunnel,
yeah,
everybody thought there'd be a crash there, and there hasn't.
No, we've had an F2 drama, but nothing else.
Yeah.
And that was at the end of the session. Gasly's passed. Oh, yeah, I thought so. Black smoke coming out before he hit the brakes, and then a big lock-up. Gasly's got a big issue, trying to keep Magnussen behind him, actually just passed him. Magnussen will have the DRS on the run down the straightaway as well. Can he find the way through into turn 9? Oh, he's going to look to the outside line.
Just keep it up, Max.
Very, very wide. Gasly has the inside and keeps ahead. Nicely done there.
Sainz is now on 2 strikes for turn 1.
Oh, Gasly's gone wide, and at the exit of turn 9, Magnussen's all over the back of him. Magnussen's going left and right to try and find a position.
When you think about it, Schumacher going to as test or development driver would make real sense.
Yeah.
Because his dad was in the team.
You're right, the limiter wasn't on. Sorry to come. Yeah, Vettel was just on replay. His limiter wasn't on. Go on.
His dad was in the team. Helped develop Mercedes into what they are today before his accident, and you know, it's just one of them things that you make. It's like you make friends in there, and when you're in adversity and they're able to help, like Toto, you know, it would make sense. That I thought he might go there actually.
I think I've just thought of it.
Either that or go with Fred Vasseur.
Yeah, I think Vasseur might go there. I don't know why the internet keeps going off though, considering that this is a fibre optic.
Well, everything else
is connected to it.
Was connected and working.
Ah, but Megan was right. The driver tracker stopped, and that stopped, and the timing screen was flashing.
That never.
It was the driver tracker never stopped, but everything else did. We lost everything else. Are we actually smooth on there? I think we're a little bit blotchy.
It was cold. I got my jumper.
Ah.
You can't allow me to be blotchy.
It's getting very warm in this box now.
Not with this face.
3 of us in one commentary box. I forgot how hot it gets.
I was cold.
Yeah, but you're sitting down. I'm standing up most of the time.
Meg, you look like me and Magnum.
Oh, I'm feeling left out now with the green. Anyway, Verstappen leads, Perez second, Leclerc third, Sainz fourth, Hamilton fifth.
Green.
Yeah, that's true. Starbucks logo.
Well, that's because your hero.
Oh, Alonso.
Your hero is a certain person called Eddie.
I like the shirts. Megan, I'm sorry to tell you, but Alonso's out.
Wow, what happened to him?
Alonso's retiring the car.
Last time in a
happened to
Renault.
him?
Not
What
sure.
happened to him?
Not sure. Josh, you got any more news about? We knew he was having a bit of a problem, but any more news?
Not currently.
Chris Maitland, Alonso retires. That's his Alpine career over. Zero clue why though.
They're a bad team from anyway.
You're not having a very good day, are you?
Nope.
No. 1.9 seconds. Now 2 seconds. Verstappen has the lead over Perez. On board with Sebastian Vettel. That's actually good that Alonso's out of the race because he's got the same helmet as Vettel. I'll get distracted. Up the inside. Vettel makes a good move, getting past Gasly for 16th position. Vettel on the charge on those new hard tyres.
We didn't get Vettel versus Alonso though.
That's true, we didn't. That was a disappointment. We're hoping
I
they would.
think we had it in Japan, so that'll do.
Yeah, Japan's last lap battle was certainly something.
Is Alonso going to take part in the test on Tuesday in the Aston? I
don't know. Josh, find that out whether or not Alonso's doing the Aston run on Tuesday. 1:29.744 for Leclerc, fastest lap of the race. Ever since the pit stops that we missed, the race has been dull.
I mean, it's the hotel is genius. It's just the thing that it coats it. You know, that magnificent structure just reminds me of do you know those recliners that you get for the garden in the summer?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It just looks like 4,000 of them stuck together with blue lights on.
Just having a quick look as well. That I think there was a yellow flag, Megan. You were right when the yellow flag was coming on, because I saw it on this screen was flashing red as well. But there was a yellow.
Yeah, I'm being held up by Max.
That's Sergio saying,
Don't expect it to change anytime soon.
I'm being held up by Max, who's 2.1 seconds up the road from me. Really? Could he? No.
That's basically the other side of the track.
Is this now?
Formula One.
Is this Sergio Perez testing out if Max would help him get second in the championship?
I don't think he would dare not to after last week.
Yeah. I think Verstappen's got to jump out the way. Perez has
His
found an
media
initiator.
image,
Yeah.
right? I think
Hamilton's
Max has
been done for pit lane speeding.
What? What's he been given?
€500 fine for Mercedes. That was on the recon laps.
Ah, so the recon lap, not the race.
Not the
okay.
race.
So Hamilton's been done for pit lane speeding, but on the recon laps, not in the race. So it's £500 fine instead of a drive-through.
Can someone crash and kill the yellow?
Well, if you leave now, you can get there before the end of the race, and you can just kick someone. That might do it.
This will work just as well. Quiet.
My helicopter needs refueling. You can't go, Meg. My helicopter needs refueling.
Red Bull driving for one stop. They are on a one stop. That's what Sainz has just asked his team on the radio
But
there.
that wasn't an option.
No, it wasn't. It was a two-stop race. So Red Bull can't go to the end on these hard tyres. Nobody can go. Everyone's on the hards. Well, goodbye, everybody. That's it. We're done. May as well just give up. Give up now. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen.
I've been thinking that for the last 3-4 laps. I've been looking
Vettel
at people like
passes Bottas.
Norris and Ocon and Stroll are just...
Oh, Bottas going to hang on the outside. Bottas locks
Lock
up.
up.
It's as if they're still on the beach.
And Vettel goes back on the inside and gets back ahead of Bottas. That is for 15th position, and now Bottas is vulnerable to Gasly as well, trying to go around the outside line.
Gasly's going to get past him round the outside.
I think Crofty said, here comes Sebastian Vettel again.
To be fair, Lando said that on Thursday or Friday that the best he could hope for was 7th or 8th.
Yeah, that is true, actually. Best he can hope for is 7th or 8th position.
Crofty did say he was going to say that.
He did, didn't he? I remember, and he's just tweeted it saying, here comes Sebastian Vettel. Hope he did it in his full voice. I'll look forward to listening to that after the Grand Prix.
That's his first sector, Lewis Hamilton.
Well, I think we only missed about 2 or 3 laps. I don't think we missed 5. Here we go again. Vettel go around the outside of Bottas, and Bottas locks up. It was just a crucial 3 laps again. Happens every time. The pit stop's coming in as well. Wish we had a replay.
You can always add that in later on.
I can't be bothered.
End of the season. A few years ago, he made us do an entire race again.
That's different. We didn't have it. British Grand Prix 2018. We didn't have it.
I was away.
Yeah. Oh, and then, do you know what?
I was asleep.
Here's the story for that. 2018 British Grand Prix. In those days, we used to do it on this little device here, the dictaphone. And we used to edit it together and put it on for the Grand Review podcast. I came to edit it. It wasn't there. So I made them on a Thursday for the next Grand Prix. Do it all over again.
Wasn't that when I got back?
Yeah, as soon as you got back, because you left. So as soon as you got back, did it all over again. Yeah, as soon as you got back, did it. Hang on, Josh. Did it all over again. And then what did we find at the end of the season?
Then it was still there.
No. We lost Russell
it
Radio.
still
Hang on.
I don't want to pit too early.
So Russell's going a 2-stop. We thought that was the case. Yeah, at the end, we had another problem with the dictaphone. At that time, we used it as a backup, and we lost quite a lot of races. So I gave it to a friend of mine. I gave it to a friend of mine who used some software that you can get data back. And what did we find? The British Grand Prix.
Yeah. We did it again for nothing.
Yeah, our first commentary. I know, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, but
on the plus
we found
side,
it later.
We were still surprised when everything happened.
Yeah, as you said actually at the time, reacting to it a second time means that you can fix your mistakes on the first time. So, do you know, I hate to say that, but I've just remembered that we do actually use these races as part of the review. So later on, I probably will need you all to redo those laps like we did with the timing tower.
Oh, no. I barely spoke then anyway.
Yeah, you weren't here. You can be
I was
excused.
asleep.
All right, then. Me and Josh will take that bit then.
Poor Josh.
I've got work to do. I've got to write I've got to do research
Can I
and
just
law
point
about
out-
intoxication and do an essay on it.
Can I just put out, that won't be now. That'll be like in a couple of weeks' time. Like next week. Like mid next week we'll probably do it again.
worse.
Science Radio.
Oh, well,
Science struggling with tyres, up in 4th position.
I can't because I've got a 7,000 word essay due on what's the matter?
Your mic, I'm barely here. Try again.
I've got a 5,000 word essay due.
I've got a 7,000 word essay due on the subject of why you shouldn't call Christian Chris.
He's threatened to boycott us. Watch it.
It's all right.
Just trying to make something happen in a race.
I'll ring his wife and tell him to get her to tell him off.
Are you doing the Boy George approach of willing it into existence?
I don't have a go at George. Do you know George, when he was a teenager, was world boxing champion?
Yes.
In
Boy
the junior
George.
level.
Yeah, I think that came in handy in his prison sentence. Anyway,
And stacking shelves at Tesco's.
anyway, moving on to the next story.
And working in a hat store.
We've got a comment saying traditional karma for Alonso. Well, thank God his time at Alpine is over.
Go George.
And I am not going to say
Didn't
it.
realise that. Didn't realise that.
Box opposite Red Bull.
Okay, so that's basically, if they don't box this lap, box now. So Ferrari are getting ready for the pit stop. Set of hard tyres, brand new going on, and Leclerc pits. Perez pits too. Oh no, does that mean Ferrari have come in? No, Leclerc's gone through. So Perez pits for a brand new set of hard compound tyres to take him to the end of the race. Away he goes. How long are those hard tyres done, Josh? They've only done like 7 or 8 laps, haven't they? They haven't done that long. He didn't start the race on hards.
Yeah.
Wait, how many laps did we miss? Because it feels like we've just blinked and half the race gone. Because there's 25 laps to go. How many laps did we actually miss?
I don't know. We couldn't hear
5.
you when you was upset about it. We couldn't hear you because we were.
I was in ultrasonic
mode.
mode.
No, we were just listening
Only
to
dogs could hear you.
the sound of the cars going through our earphones. And I personally never heard a word he said. Did you?
I think I heard the dogs across the road howling.
Hello,
They
good
were
18
responding.
laps.
I was sat here thinking
it's
to
18
myself,
laps, wow.
he's getting really upset, and we don't know what the hell he's going on about.
Lap 18 to lap 22. So 19, 20, 21, 22. 4 laps. 3 laps we missed. That can't have been enough to miss the entire race.
Yeah, we're missing more now. Look at this.
Well, nothing's happening out there. Leclerc's second with the fastest lap of the race. Hamilton's problems have disappeared. 18.096 fastest first sector of the
I have a
race.
feeling, you know,
It's not coasting for the last
if you
20 minutes.
change the mode, actually said it in the commentary.
Mhm.
If you change the mode, so obviously one of the strategists has decided, well, yeah, we've got damage to the car, but if we change the mode to this, it'll
What's
help
happened?
it.
Okay, Max, so we need increased tyre management. Increased tyre management, please.
They are catching. What do you want me to do? Like, they can then get close.
You are 4 tenths faster than Leclerc in Sector 2.
And that
Whoa. Plan A now at Ferrari, we're being told.
You see, what I think is that some of these lot are trying to protect their engines because they don't think they'll last to the end. But the ones that took the penalties and
Yeah.
got an extra engine are the ones that are actually racing. And you've got to think about that for next year, FIA, because it's ridiculous.
On the green switch, show us your pushing level.
Man, it's halfway to the season. I'm not hanging around. I'm pushing as hard as I can.
So Russell really wants to get ahead of Sainz for that podium as Vettel passes Schumacher because Schumacher pits for his second stop of the afternoon.
Do you know when I was a kid, an F1 engine never lasted a full race?
That's true. Used to blow up. Josh has
They
got
nearly
news
all
for
blew
us
up.
on Fernando Alonso.
Yeah.
Seems so, anyway.
Say again?
What?
Suspected water leak.
Right.
What, like in his box?
Well, it comes to us all, and he is over 40 now.
41. Russell's really pushing hard now as well. Thanks to that, Josh. So water leak for Alonso.
All that vibration, it's understandable.
Yeah. Come on. Night has fallen in Abu Dhabi. 23 laps of the season to go. I'm ready for this year to be done now. I'm tired of it now.
So am I. I've got a lot of work.
Yeah, need a break now. No, it's no longer fun anymore with all these stressful technology issues that always happen in Abu Dhabi. Have you noticed?
That's because the equipment lets
Oh,
you rest.
Ricciardo's going to touch the side of Albon if he's not careful. Ricciardo launched up the inside at turn 9, and Albon just about gave him enough room.
If I was Daniel, I'd be going, yeah, just go for it, because they can't. What can they do? Sack you?
I was about to say that. What are they going to do? Sack him? It's gone. He's already been sacked.
Let's see if Ricardo's still got hit though.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if that's possible.
Crash into someone.
Oh, hang on. Into the pits comes Albon. That's a shame. They're clear radio.
Question, can you keep this pace?
Try to reach higher throttle.
There's Logan.
Okay, copy that.
Next year's Formula One driver for Williams, Logan Sargent there.
And he's got the super license points needed by finishing 4th in the Drivers' Championship.
He was really nervous this morning until
Doohan's
wheel fell off, and then he just started overtaking people.
Hamilton is starting to close back up to Russell. So Hamilton's pace is starting to come back to him. He did set the fastest lap before Perez took it away.
Remember, Gorgeous George has a 5-second penalty at the next stop,
Yeah, he has
whereas
to stop
Lewis doesn't have to stop again.
So I would swap them, wouldn't you?
I think it's going to happen anyway at the stop.
I want someone to crash.
Oh no.
No, nothing's happened.
Stop pointing at the timing screen.
I'm just trying to click, see if I've got the Q power.
Brendan Hartley says that you deliberately used to point at him.
I didn't. Let's see who'll be out.
Oh yeah, his Christmas card came this morning.
Russell. We just heard Russell's radio, so he's not happy as well.
Who am I pointing to?
Norris. My friend's going to hate you if that's the case.
You've done that 2 times in 2 races, haven't you, Norris?
And to be fair, Norris did hit Leclerc in the last race. So. And he did stop, actually, didn't he? Lando actually retired from the last race in.
Oh, she's picked Verstappen.
I haven't.
Perez radio, Perez radio.
2 seconds. Expecting Leclerc to go to the end. Give me a limit.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, she's picked Ocon, so they're going to crash.
Who's next to each other?
By about 7 seconds between each other, correct? Is that the interval?
5 seconds.
5.452. Okay.
Yeah, Brendan Hartley's Christmas card is an old crow sitting on a fence, and it says "an old crow for an old crow." Love Brendan.
Is he really calling himself an old crow now?
Yeah.
No, you, darling.
He said
He's the one who bought it.
Next year in WEC, do us a favour, don't commentate.
So,
it's going to commentate.
This race has sort of ebbed and flowed a bit. It started off very well. Then the internet crashed, but the pit stop's already happening. But ever since the pit stops, nothing really's happened that much, has it? It's sort of just floating by.
Let's just all chant the word at the same time. Quiet. Quiet.
Why don't we just put that, what was it? Ipta Carpata.
Ipta Carpata Magica Mystica.
That's the one. I was wondering what you were saying. Yeah. How do you
Ipta Carpata Malaca Mystica.
Well, say again. Ipta Carpata Malaca Mystica.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ipta Carpata
Malaca Mystica. Okay, well, let's just see if that works. I doubt it will, but Magnussen and Alonso have been lapped in this Grand Prix now, by the way. They're not out of it, they've just been
Hocus
lapped.
Pocus and Hocus Pocus 2 is played so many times. It was played last night in this house.
I know. It's Bette Midler, honestly. But I wonder which one will retire from the race. Obviously, actually, Alonso is out, so I may as well add the graphic. It's because of all this, I need to put that graphic back.
Yeah, this lap time spot on 19.2.
It's because all our systems have been having problems all weekend, because whatever it is...
Do you think the 2
doesn't
Ferraris are going to have to stop again?
Yeah, I think everyone's going to have to stop again. Russell's closing in on Hamilton, by the way. The red line going down to meet Alonso is quite hard.
Hamilton's closing in on Russell.
I've also picked Ricciardo to crash.
You hate McLaren, don't you? Just saying. I would say don't shoot.
I didn't look.
I would say don't shoot the messenger, but I've lost my water pistol.
So, what are you predicting that Ricciardo hits Stroll, who
spins out and he gets
spins out, and Norris next time round spins on the debris.
I picked Ocon.
We'll find out what happens. Go on, Joshua.
Yellow.
Oh my God, she's done it.
Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
There's a yellow flag.
It's Latifi.
Oh, Latifi's in the wall.
Latifi and Haas.
And it's Mick Schumacher, and they've got going again. It's down at turn 5.
Wrong people.
Yeah, but you did it again. Why is it always Latifi hitting the wall?
Latifi's got a
rear wing.
Massive shock.
Yeah. It's the rear wing gone, as that is the Ferrari
His
of
left rear
Leclerc.
is knackered as well.
Yeah, puncture.
It's just a Carpata Malaca Mystica worked.
Puncture for Leclerc. Sorry, correction on that. Puncture for Latifi. And he's going to be careful going back to the pits. He's also got a broken rear wing.
Is that predicted?
Latifi's out of the Grand Prix. Hey, It's taken them all this year to get the hashtag Abu Dhabi Grand Prix at the bottom. That's better. Hamilton's close, and Vettel passes Tsunoda's in the pit lane. And here comes Lewis Hamilton to get past George Russell into turn 9. He had the DRS, he thought about the outside manoeuvre, didn't really work out. How did you do that?
Well, we both did Ichikawa to Mark and Visika. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, but Latifi in the wall? Seriously? How 2021 do you want to be?
Very.
Yeah, that card got going.
And there's Latifi out of the way. Perez, Josh, has had a lap time deleted. You're keeping an eye on the graphics and all. Schumacher and Latifi are under investigation for causing the collision. And into the pit lane comes Sainz, also comes Russell. So, someone else in the pit lane too. Right, let's count. Ready? Stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. Well, that was 7. They're bad at counting. 2.2 second stop converting to 8.8. Yeah, that was a super. They kept him for about 3 seconds longer than they needed to.
They did.
I can just hear Tom Dillon recanting Nicholas Latifi right now, as he's the only Latifi fan I've known. Latifi has rejoined the race, and it's under investigation now by the stewards. So Latifi, we haven't seen a replay of that, because suddenly the race has come alive with 19 laps to go. Here comes Carlos Sainz trying to pass Lando Norris down the back straight away. Hamilton's up to 3rd, as we know, and an easy move for Sainz there, blasting through on the inside line. Oh, Hamilton radio.
Don't leave me on a one, mate.
What's the gap between Hamilton and Verstappen?
15.9.
Oh, it's a 2. Oh, this we could do it. As Russell passes Stroll, Hamilton could do it.
Has Perez changed the second time? Where is he?
Yeah, Perez has changed. He's behind Hamilton.
And there's not enough room for that.
No, what's the gap? 3.9. You'll lose the advantage. Oh, synchronized spinning. That's really bizarre. On lap 39, Schumacher. This is Schumacher. Look, he goes up the inside. He just touches the Latifi, and they both do a pirouette. Look up the inside, slightest touch on the front wing, and both of them spin round it. That's bizarre.
And now we can say
that.
Now we can tell you the truth that
that's the lightest of touches between the
Nick
pair.
Latifi and Mick Schumacher will be dancing together in this year's Strictly Come Dancing.
Well, you know what they say, don't you?
And they'll be doing it in cars.
Well, with Nicholas Latifi and Mick Schumacher, it's keep crashing. But that's actually good from Russell there, getting ahead of Lance Stroll. But that was weird. That's alarming to me, the fact that both cars went round with a slight touch of an end plate.
Talking of nearly alarming, Sky Germany gave Sebastian a llama puzzle.
Which is an alpaca, isn't it?
Well, they're the same thing, aren't
Anyone
they?
else losing power?
Stuart from Alpine said
Hamilton?
it was the same thing.
Is anyone else losing power in their headphones?
No.
Not really.
I am. Oh, this is going well.
You sound fine.
I can't hear as well, so that might be just me, hopefully.
Schumacher 5-second time penalty.
Say again, Josh, I can barely hear you.
So can I.
Schumacher's got a 5-second time penalty.
For causing that collision.
For a light touch, maybe we'll just give him a fine.
Sorry, that's bugging me.
Is Schumacher and Latifi practicing, or should I say dreaming, of going to the grid for celebratory donuts at the end of the race?
They're just practicing.
Yeah, just come on. Hamilton set the
It's
fastest
going
first
to
sector.
be
Russell's to the
first,
fastest.
second, third and Vettel on the
Verstappen.
grid.
What are your thoughts at this stage?
I'm okay for now.
Understood.
I think last 10 laps will be critical.
Copy.
And what's your saying, Dad? That you've become quite famous for?
15 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. 15 laps to go.
And that is always your everything can happen in the last 15 laps.
Everything can happen in the next half an hour, in the next 15 laps.
Josh, maybe if we see Ichikawa to Mark and this occur again,
can't
it will Like, you know,
I don't want
yellow.
I don't want the end of this race to be under a safety car.
Nor do I. I just want another yellow. I think it should have two.
Somebody will spin round. It can't all happen in inconsistency as well.
Your drink, the apple and blackcurrant,
It's Vimto.
does it cost a lot?
It's Vimto. It's £1.
No, Costa.
Starbucks.
Is it really?
Oh, I see what you did there. I walked right into that one, didn't I? I must just say, other drinks are available.
But not as good.
Oh, this is like fate.
We've got to catch Leclerc. Yeah, we're catching.
And look at that's Vettel.
Then look at that.
Vettel trying to go around the outside of Bottas into turn 9. They're going to go wheel to wheel. Verstappen.
He's got the inside.
Verstappen, by the way, has just been told to improve time. Vettel didn't really get past anyway, Bottas, but there's so much going on in her ears right now. It's like an old. And look, Lando pits.
All three of my targets in a line, like Dynamos.
Right, let me regroup for a second.
What has pizza got to do with it?
Let me regroup for a second. So, Lando's in the pit lane, 2.3 second stop. He'll come out, I think, just ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. Vettel has not got ahead of Bottas. Verstappen's been told to pick up the pace, and Hamilton's reporting problems. There we go. Whew.
Bottas is down in 17th.
Wow.
It's so.
Thank you, Josh, for that correction. It is Joe Grundy.
You are very welcome.
All of three of
I'm
my
losing the plot.
targets are in a line, like dominoes.
See, that's why it's always handy to have Josh at race control. He's got more time this week.
You're not really losing the plot. You're more losing the charge.
And two of them are racing each other.
I am. And here comes Ocon. Ocon's going on the inside of Ricciardo.
Crash.
It didn't really make sense as well.
Crash.
And Vettel's right behind Joe for 10th. Your turn.
My turn.
Now it's 15 laps to go.
15 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. 15 laps to go.
And no, it's nearly
Anything can
contact.
happen in the next 23 minutes.
Vettel tries to go around the outside of Joe. This time doesn't. Into turn 9. Joe's putting up a great defence. Stroll's going to go for a walk around the outside line and gets through off the track. Comes back on. There'll be contact there. They're not careful.
Stroll there.
So Leclerc thinks he's going to be overtaken at the end of the race. And Bottas. Joe, good. Stroll gets the place back as Stroll passed Joe off the track.
It's quite interesting that the second, third, and fourth don't think they need to pit.
Yeah, they're happy to go to the
I know
end.
Perez has been there twice already, so he'll have the stronger tyres.
That one's very rich.
He would only pit for the fastest lap, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would, yeah.
Right now, I'm not sure whether I picked the lineup because they're all in the order that I picked them, or
So
whether I picked them to crash.
If Lewis and Charles did pit, would Perez pit for the fastest lap?
Russell's taking it away.
That's where I'm thinking.
I need to work out. Look, Ferrari have second in the constructors at the moment, and Leclerc has second in the drivers as things stand, because they were level on points. So it's whoever finishes ahead inside the points. If they don't, then it's anybody's guess as to what could happen. And that is Hamilton now being caught by Perez, who's 7 tenths behind, coming into the back half of the track. 14 to go. Let's hear from Perez. Oh.
Can't lose time here. Catch pass, Hamilton. Catch and pass. Get it done.
Yeah.
Well, we're hearing the wrong radio message because every time a radio comes on our screen, a radio comes on the pit lane channel, and they're just interfering with each other. So, not sure that was going on. I
To
presume.
me, it sounded like German.
Well, Hamilton's once again going to get the feeling of being passed by Red Bull up the inside. Perez locks out, makes the move, and the Red Bull fans cheer. And now Hamilton will have the DRS. No further action between Stroll and Joe. Hamilton this time slits in behind, pulls to the outside line, gets that DRS slot open. Hamilton's fighting. Brilliant head camera. Hamilton's ahead, shuts the door into 9.
You could hear the cheers as well that Lewis had got it back.
That was fantastic from the
Lando,
helicam.
fastest lap.
1:28.391.
The interesting thing I noticed is that last year the fans from Holland were just packing this place, right? There was a whole part of the stand that was orange.
There's only one now, not all of it.
There's about one or two now.
Yeah, you can tell what they were all thinking last year, can't they? But Max... So, Josh, remind me again, who's doing the donuts on the grid? It's Hamilton, Vettel and who?
It's the top 3
Plus.
and Sebastian Vettel.
Right, so it'll be Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton, and Vettel. Okay, I'll do
And
those.
they have, but the FIA have pointed out all drivers are allowed to do donuts around the track in a safe manner with whoever they want, but then must go into the pit lane with Sebastian Vettel and the top 3 going to the grid.
Yay! Donuts! And now here comes Perez, attempt number 2 to get past Hamilton. He's going super late down to turn 6. Hamilton, though, he tried to trick him there. Do you see? He tried to take him a wide line, and Lewis has finally come to grips with that W13, I think. Let's hope the next year's car's evolution's better. As Perez gets that DRS again, will he have a run down towards turn 9? He's looking awfully close. Hamilton had a little wiggle. Perez goes to the inside line. Hamilton turns in. We're on the wrong camera angle. Now we're on the right one. As Hamilton gets passed by Perez on the inside turn 9. And the fans cheer in the background. Oh, that's okay.
Guys,
Yes, go on, Josh.
driver of the day vote is open. Everyone, you know what to do.
How quickly can I get to Sebastian? What's the URL? f1.com/vote.
You've only been saying years.
I know, I forgot. I'll tell you what, 246 days, non-stop, for 8 months, did you say, me personally, since April. I'm ready for a break.
7 maybe, actually.
This is a replay, Megs. Talk us through it. Perez on the inside.
Because we were born in April. Right, so Perez, bless him, he tried, though he just couldn't defend from Hamilton, though his original, passing of Hamilton, it was a nice move round, wasn't it, the inside?
Yeah.
The inside line just basically torpedoes past them.
The director managed to find some Red Bull fans for us there when Checo went past Lewis.
It's only took him over an hour.
I've just typed in the YouTube chat, f1.com/vote.
There's still only 40 of them.
Vettel fans, or?
No, Red Bull fans.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which reminds me, Josh, the Amazon vote's open.
Oh, right, we'll get that sorted then. When it comes to it, what's this I'm being received?
No one left last night.
Gasly's moved down to 14th. Albon's gone to 13th while we were calling the battle at the front. Right, and to be honest with you, I love Formula 1, love it to death, but I'm tired now. Let's just get this race over.
Yeah, but that's the thing about Pierre. Pierre is acted, tired and fed up of this season since the last 3 races.
Yeah.
Every interview he's given, it's good car, don't really care.
Yeah, he's tired too. He wants to go to Alpine and have a fresh start because Red Bull treat him so horribly. And he's going to have to go there, by the way, with a...
Admittedly, as soon as you say
points.
you're leaving for somewhere else, you get not being invited to drivers' meetings and things like that, and just discussions on what should happen, development and things like that.
Have we actually seen Max today?
I was just thinking that. But Max's car...
Is there?
Yeah, just sounding okay. I was worried about it coming into the braking zone. It didn't sound all that healthy, but it is to me now. No, that car's not sounding healthy. That's because it's being lapped by Leclerc.
Someone else crash!
It's a bit quiet now, isn't it?
Quiet.
Oh no.
Hamilton radio.
Are we too late to start?
Yes.
So we dropped to P6, but maybe battling back to P5.
Also known
as
teammate.
Yeah, also known as, your teammate, as Martin said, Russell's P6.
Come on, Encyclopedia Joshua.
What?
I've just had a thought in my brain. Right,
Treat it carefully, as usual.
I remember someone years and years ago, it must be 30 or 40 odd years ago, pushing their car over the line.
Mansell did it.
Was it Mansell?
And Dallas and collapsed.
I remember him pushing his car over the line. Was it Nige?
I remember
Black overalls.
Big Nige.
Yeah.
I remember someone getting a lift of another person's car.
That would be
Singapore, wasn't it? 2010.
I remember
Senna did it
doing
with
Senna did it with
Nigel.
Mansell. Yeah. Oh, and look at that. For 10th position, Sebastian Vettel lets Lance Stroll go through for a point.
Why give that up?
Are we too late to start?
I don't Lance is on. Lance is going to catch Ricciardo, who's just there, and then put him back into the path of Vettel. If not, I think Stroll would be asked to let Vettel go through for a point. Because Vettel, correct me if I'm wrong, Vettel's on 36 points, Ricciardo's on 35. So that's the battle for 11th in the constructors in the driver standings. Vettel's on 36, Ricciardo's on 35. So they're battling together in the standings to who's going to finish 11th. Vettel Radio.
2 seconds, Tim.
How did we get the strategy so wrong?
Don't worry, Seb. You don't have to worry about it for a while. You can disappear soon. Let's have a look at how it happened then, Megs.
Right. So, just going around the...
Oh. This is on board with Stroll.
Try.
I think Vettel just lets him through, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did try to get past him there, so
let him through.
just went to the side.
How did we get the strategy so wrong?
I will say, Lance just gets on with it. You hardly ever hear from Lance on the radio, do you?
Now that's weird. Usually it pops up on the T feed, but I've never seen a red flag pop up on the F1 official race control document before. It flashed up and then disappeared.
And we need to increase tyre saving at turn 3.
Yeah, leave me alone, please, thank you.
Copy.
We've heard that before in Abu Dhabi, haven't we? Just leave me alone, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, the red flag came out on the F1 race control chat we've got open here.
I think they accidentally clicked red flag instead of blue flag.
Yeah, I think they did that. It keeps happening though.
Yeah, it was going from green to red, all the time we were off.
I was glad to see that the FIA
maybe they tripped us, I don't know.
Got it right.
System
that
reported.
it wasn't possible for Lewis to slow down in practice for that red flag.
Somebody crashed.
It's going to be interesting. Lap 50 of 58, 9 to go.
Somebody crashed from off.
I'm just looking at the timing tower to see if it goes yellow. Sainz got the fastest middle sector, 38.0508.
Let's just all chant crash.
No.
Crash.
No.
Crash.
Megs.
Right. Quiet.
Megs.
Quiet.
Megs. We've got 8 laps to go. Let's just get to the end.
I know it's worked once.
Yeah. 8 laps to go. Tyres are dropping off, mate, says Hamilton on a text message. Let's just get to the end of the season, because if they have a safety car now, you know what happened last year? They'll want to do it right, so they'll red flag it, and then we'll all be sitting around for 20 minutes, and then we'll have to go again. Precisely. We've got things to do.
I'd leave.
You've got to come back in here at 3:30 anyway, for the Grand Prix review show.
What?
Yeah, 3:30. You're back in here.
I never said that.
Well, it's the end of year montage, so you kind of have to come back in. Don't bang the desk. You know what that did earlier. As they come through.
And you decide to tell me this on air when I have loads of work to do.
Do you want to hear an old joke?
Dad knew it.
Do you know what? Do you want to know?
I didn't.
Hey, do you want to hear an old joke?
Not even joking, I'm sure.
There was a knock on our door the other day, and I went to it and opened it up, and there was this woman there, and she says, "Avon, your bell's broke."
Knock on the door, ding dong, Avon calling. It's a joke.
It's a very old joke.
Right, lap 51 and 58. Boy, this Grand Prix has been up and down a roller coaster, just like the roller coaster at Yas Marina.
Can't we do this tomorrow?
No, because I'm planning on not working. Robert Schwartzman.
Robert Schwartzman
was in this weekend in the Ferrari team.
You're kidding me, right?
One of your mum's favourite drivers.
How am I going to get any work?
Excuse me. One of your
mum's
mum's Robert Schwartzman, one of your mum's favourite drivers, along with Roy Nissany.
Yeah.
How is Lando keeping this?
No energy loss. Lando's in P7, holding that gap with the fastest lap.
How is he keeping the fastest lap?
Stroll's not again. Red flag came out again. Oh, Vettel's had a big oversteer moment as he's trying to get through on Ricciardo.
It's going to be tight, buddy. 7 laps to go.
Perez wants to get Leclerc at the end of the strategy. Not going to work out. Vettel's closing in on Ricciardo as well. A blue-red flag mean 2 very different things, Lon. Both probably mean Mick Schumacher, though.
Your mum said when she was in...
Black and white flag for Lewis Hamilton. Track limits.
Is that what they were trying to get?
He's done it for a third, so one more, and it's a penalty. So Lewis has got to be super duper duper careful.
Your mum says when she was in Israel, she couldn't actually find the Viv channel on the telly.
What Viv?
Telly Viv.
Oh.
Josh?
Yes, Meg.
How has all these cars
been lapped?
Don't know.
Racist.
Well, when you go round and round and the others are faster than you, it actually happens.
It's Max Verstappen. He's got a he's not got a V6 turbo hybrid engine in there. He's got a V10 engine in there.
Gasly too.
Yeah.
Do you know Max will be very unhappy about today because he can't be controversial.
Yeah, he's going to win an Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for the 4th year running.
Honestly, I'm getting
Sorry,
used to it.
is it third year or 4th? 18, 19, 20, no, 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh no, that is 4th. Where's my notes? One here in 2020 and 2021. What? It's only one here in 2019. Okay, he won here in 2020.
I will say, look at Verstappen.
Where's that book?
Look at Lewis, right? All up and coming brilliant drivers that are going to be, among the best ever. All are quite arrogant in the first few years, and then something changes in them, and
they have kids.
They become. Well, yeah, that's what Sebastian said.
Yeah.
Sebastian said, when you become a dad, everything changes, but when you before that, all you're interested in
You're
is
dragged down a bit.
Yeah.
You're just like, I just want sleep.
In Lewis's case,
Can't give Leclerc DRS. Does make it easier for Leclerc to defend against you.
So Verstappen is not going to give Leclerc DRS because it'll make it easier for Leclerc to defend against Perez. Makes sense.
If in Lewis's case it was slightly different.
Hang on.
It was the Angela's effect on him.
Have we just realised that?
Angela changed his personality.
Do you remember how we were told after Brazil?
Into a lovely bloke.
Do you remember how we were told after Brazil that Max would do everything to help Checo get second in the championship?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Max has just said, no, I'm not backing up 7 seconds to give Leclerc a chance to win the race. So he's left Checo high and dry again.
He is not a team player.
Max is just a baby at the moment.
Can I also say who else is...
He's taking advice from his
Hamilton.
stepdaughter.
Should have stopped me, man, says Lewis. First win this season in Formula 1 for Lewis Hamilton.
Can I just also say how brilliant Britta has been for the last 15 years?
Yes.
Britta is like the big sister, person that keeps Sebastian in line.
She's been funny, she's been amazing, she's been with him at
brilliant.
Toro Rosso, Red Bull, Ferrari, Aston, and now she's still going to work with him for the next few months. Then she might leave and go to something else and return to Formula 1.
I don't know.
I think going to Mick.
Yeah, I had a feeling she was going to do something with Mick.
Speaking of Mick,
But then
trying to go
Mick's
around
not
the
got-
outside of Bottas. Hamilton's in the way too. Mick dives out the way of Lewis though, so that's good of Mick. Getting out of the way of his teammate there because Mick's going to Mercedes as a third driver. And there is Max Lauda, Nicky Lauda's son. Blimey, you can see Nicky, can't you? Still on the screen there. 4 to go.
Still can't believe the age difference between him
And his brother.
He was a baby when he died.
The last lap. You got it.
Oh, he's sick.
So Perez says, what was happening there? Perez say you're going to be that, like he's going to be on the clear in the last lap. So we're on board with Perez, and for some reason we haven't got audio.
So Max it looks like he's sitting in a seat next to Uncle Toto.
Yes. Yeah. This is going to be a bit difficult. Oh, hang on. Sainz has got the DRS on Hamilton. Is that gap right? 1.5 seconds? Yeah, 1.5. So for some reason he's got the DRS. Sainz must have had someone in between him, and he does. He's got Leclerc in between him, hasn't he?
I wonder if...
No,
doesn't
he's got...
Isn't he the one with the twins?
He's got Zhou in between him, so
I think he has got twins, hasn't he?
Yeah, yes, he has. Yeah,
Nicky Lauda had older twins.
There's Lewis.
No, younger.
Oh, younger.
Oh, Lewis is out.
Copy. Okay, may have a hydraulic problem. So go passive. Just be cautious.
Lewis is stopping. Lewis is going to cause the yellow. Lewis Hamilton lets Sainz go through. Hamilton with hydraulics. It's happening again. Lewis Hamilton is going to be the reason for a safety car in the last 3 laps of Abu Dhabi.
Max, Lewis, can't you just do a normal race?
Can Lewis make it back to the pits?
He's stuck in 5th gear.
Oh, I told you the hydraulics were filleting up earlier. I said the reason he's going off the track is that it's the steering.
He wouldn't make it to the end of a race.
3 laps to go, and that seals it. That is the first time in his F1 career that Lewis Hamilton does not have a pole or a win in a single season. Can he make it to the end of the...
I hope not, because guess who will put in the points?
He'll put Ricciardo, he'll put Vettel in the point. He is going to put Vettel in the point. Vettel's going to get a point. Vettel's going to get a point in Formula One's last Grand Prix for him. And desperation is going to start sinking in a bit. Brilliant. Is Hamilton in the pits? I think he's made it.
He's behind Norris.
And Perez is under pressure as well. Perez has got the traffic now.
Behind Ocon.
He's got Gasly. Gasly needs to jump out of the way of him. Hamilton's in the pits. Hamilton is out of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And here comes Perez. Look at that. What are you doing to Gasly? Gasly's last middle finger to Red Bull is holding Perez up. He's no longer a Red Bull driver. And Albon, who is a Red Bull driver, gets out of the way. Fantastic. But look at that. There are tears. Abu Dhabi is just a curse for Lewis. But he's one of the most successful drivers here.
What is the gap now between Perez and Leclerc? Because I can see
2.3.
both their onboards.
It's official.
And Perez seems to be behind traffic.
Yeah, I think he's just cleared that. Oh, where is he? Yeah, there he is. So there's Leclerc, there's Perez. There they are.
They've cleared Albon and Gasly.
Yeah, so that's behind a little bit, but that is the onboard cameras that Dad's looking at on the PLC. And Hamilton is going to... Well, Hamilton's out of the race, but now this is it. Battle on with 2 to go. Who's going to finish second in the championship, Leclerc or Perez? Listen to the cheers. What do you think, Josh? Hamilton out, and is Perez going to get ahead?
Oh, maybe, but I think Leclerc's got it. But Norris has the fastest lap, and Vettel is in DRS of Ricciardo. Vettel could get 9th.
This is entirely possible at the moment as well. If it could happen, they're coming up. 2.069, 1.9.
Sorry about that, mate.
Oh, this is Hamilton's radio.
I just gave up the ghost at the end there. She's a bit tired.
Max has done a Lewis. No mistakes today.
I love how they said the old girl's a bit tired. That W13, it is unlucky for Lewis Hamilton, isn't it? Unbelievable. 2 to go. Back to start it then. Where is he? At the last corner. Where is Verstappen? It's 14 and 15. Well, it's been a strange year, this one, hasn't it? It's definitely not been one we would all predict. Final lap, the call of the 2022 Formula 1 season a year ago. It was a restart on the last lap. It was a dramatic last lap. This time around, a bit more calm.
That puts pay to Mercedes getting second place.
Yeah, that too, actually, because Leclerc's going to finish second, Sainz fourth, Russell fifth. That means that Ferrari secures second place in the Constructors' Championship. Red Bull, so it's Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, Alpine ahead of McLaren, just as well. And then Alpha, then Aston, Alpha. So Aston jump Alpha for 6th. Haas, no points. Or Tsunoda 11th, so Gasly 14th. So Haas ahead of Alpine. Sorry, AlphaTauri. And Williams still on 8 points.
I know we joked earlier that Binotto will probably be put out to pasture at Lamborghini. But what if he gets Ross's job?
What's that? What's that?
FIA?
What's that? Someone was off big time in the background with smoke everywhere. What was that?
Maybe
well,
you're
no
seeing...
yellow.
Yeah, it was Zhou and Gasly in that area of the track. There was a lock-up dust big time. Max Verstappen then is coming into the last sector. He won in 2020, won last year, quite controversially in many people's opinion, but you can't fault him this year. Max Verstappen exits the last corner, 15 wins, a world championship, he's done it again. Max Verstappen wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc is second and clinches second place in the Constructors' Championship for Ferrari and second in the Drivers' Championship for himself. Perez is third. Red Bull still don't have that 1-2. The season is over and the 2022 World Champion Max Verstappen wins 15 races. Fantastic!
So why didn't Red Bull ask Verstappen to slow down to back up Leclerc and hold Leclerc up
Said
so
no.
Perez could pass him.
Said no. Verstappen said no. Verstappen said no.
Max has done nothing wrong this year.
But it's
right?
the teamsmanship he needs to work on.
That comes with being in that PK family, doesn't it? You know.
Yes. And
Max's drive today has been absolutely perfect, like Lewis's was a few years ago in Singapore.
We're still not over, because look, this is the battle for who finishes 11th in the championship, because Ricciardo's 9th, but Sebastian Vettel, 299 Grand Prix, 53 wins, 57 poles, 38 fastest laps, 122 podiums. Sebastian Vettel gets a point in his last ever Grand Prix, and it's Danke Seb. What a 15 years! Thank you, Sebastian. And it's time for the parties to begin. Donut time in Abu Dhabi.
That was sublime, which is actually a perfect way to sum up this season, Max. It's been a pleasure.
Amazing race, and we'll manage to keep ties who are holding on really well. So great job to everyone. What an amazing season we've had. Unbelievable.
Very, very good job, Max. Well done. As GP says, an amazing way to round off what's been a beautiful year. Well done.
Yeah, we can all be very, very proud. How did Checo end up?
Just 1.3 behind. 1.3 behind Leclerc.
That's close.
Yeah, Max, if you'd have given him the points in Brazil, it would have been the other way round, and I don't think Perez is going to let you forget that next year either.
Don't think he's going to shake your hand this time.
No. Fireworks and celebrations. To the grid then. Verstappen, Leclerc and Perez. And Sebastian Vettel will be there soon as well, because it's time for donuts! Round goes Verstappen, round goes Leclerc, and here comes Perez too. Celebratory donuts from the top three. What a sight. Go on, Josh.
Hamilton Donuts, though.
Yeah, that's true.
With Vettel.
We got it. Please. Good job, guys. Good race. Really good race.
He got it, and most importantly...
Race, and we'll manage to keep ties who are holding on really well. So
and yeah, he
great
got
job
it.
to everyone.
Well, I can't mute it.
What an amazing season.
By the way,
we've had.
that looks great, but it stinks when you're there.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
burning
it does.
rubber.
It's burning rubber and it stinks.
Trying to shut up the
Yeah,
radio.
we can all be very, very proud.
There we go. I've already heard it once before. There we go. So, where's Vettel? Has Vettel made it to the grid yet?
No, not yet.
I mean, you can only drive what's put in front of you. That's
Yes,
why
yes.
Lewis and George have had a struggle this year, and why the Ferraris have, and the Red Bulls haven't. But you know, driving, Max has done a perfect season. You know, whether the car was legal, the FIA say it was. You know, it's debatable. They're not going to admit whether it's right or wrong.
No.
But all you can do is this season, just like last season, this season's finished now, and Max has done brilliant this year.
Final constructor standings: Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, Alpine, McLaren, Alfa Romeo, Aston Martin, Haas, AlphaTauri, Williams. And here's Sebastian.
No one else is doing donuts.
I tell you what, just sit back and listen. Sebastian Vettel doing the donuts. The legend retires. One of the most successful drivers in Formula One history. 4 world championships, as I said earlier, in 299 starts, 53 races, victories, 57 poles, 38 fast laps, 122 podiums. And listen to the crowd. That's the cheer he gets. It's like he's won. A wave to the crowd. The final lap complete. Sebastian Vettel, 4 times champion of the world, retires. Oh, it's good.
They're cheering his name.
I was worried I'd get a bit emotional, and I am. Seb's a good guy. And it's
He's
a
one
bit,
of the best.
He wants to spend time with his family now, though. Maybe teach his kids how to race.
He said something that quite a few England footballers have said. When you leave home, and they do it on a regular basis, when your children turn around to you and say,
yeah,
don't go, why are you having to go again? It gets to you, and, you know.
Yeah. Jensen Button is down on the grid.
Checo, I mean, it looked like a tough race out there for you, and you've missed out on that P2 by one point. How was it for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's how it is. Sometimes everything can be really close, but at the end of the day, you gotta be happy. You know, I gave it all. As a team, we gave it all through the season, and I'm sure we will come back stronger for next year.
Yeah, I mean, this season, there's been a lot of ups and downs for you. Yesterday looked great in qualifying. For me, it just felt that you a little bit more and you would have had that pole position and we could have had a very different story. But what positives can you really take from the 2022 season?
Well, certainly, you know, we had great moments, great battling. I think I did struggle a bit with these tires for this year, you know, in terms of managing the tires in the race. So hopefully that can be something that we will improve for next year and generally just be a bit stronger.
Excellent, Checo. Well, enjoy the winter and look forward to you giving it a bit more next year.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers, Checo.
Now Charles Leclerc.
It looks like it took a lot out of you, that race.
Yeah, it did. I was 110% from the first lap to the last lap. Honestly, we had the perfect race for us. There was not much more today. I knew that the only possibility for us to beat Checo today was with a different strategy and playing with the tire management, which we did really well today. And we managed to make the one-stop work, so really, really happy.
Yeah, it looked like it was a big strategy call by the team, which is great to see them making really positive calls, and yourself. P2 in the championship, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I really hope next year we can do a step forward in order to fight for the championship, but considering where we were last year, it's a really big step forward. I think we improved towards the end of the season in terms of strategy. We still need to work in terms of race pace because coming the Sunday we seem to struggle a bit more. But we'll push during the winter break in order to catch them back a little bit.
Cheers, Charles.
Thank you.
Thanks. Max, fantastic victory. Double world champion, win the last race of the season. Seems like it's the perfect season for you.
Yeah, it was a good race, you know. It was all about tire management. I think we looked after the mediums quite well. And then on the hard tires, was literally managing from lap 1 to the end. But incredible, you know, to win again here. And 15 win of the season is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's been an outstanding year for you. What do you take from such a special year? Obviously, last year it was a little bit more competitive with fighting with Lewis for the championship. But this year, you've walked away with it.
It's been really enjoyable, you know, to work with the whole team and to be able to achieve something like this year. I know it's going to be hard to replicate something like this, but it's also very good motivation to try and do well again next year.
Yeah, and it's great. You know, there's some real true fighters on the grid, and you've done all you can with what you've been given. So congratulations. Enjoy your winter.
Thank you,
We'll see you
Jensen.
next year.
All right.
Cheers.
That one.
Is that your intro?
Yeah.
Is this mine? Let's hear
Yes.
from Sebastian Vettel.
Here tonight. This man, though, I think universally popular. Sebastian Vettel.
Oh, a hug for JB.
Congratulations, Seb. 4 world championships, and you score points in your last race. How are you feeling?
Yeah, well, you know how it is. I wish it would have been up a couple of more points. But yeah, I enjoyed the race. I think it was a bit of a different warm-up today to get into the race. But once the lights go off, it's full on race mode. I think we, about today, obviously didn't go for maybe the best strategy. So it was a shame because I think we could have turned the Constructors' Championship around for us. But yeah, overall, obviously a big day and a big thank you to all the support. So many flags, so many smiling faces, which has been very, very special, very nice. And
Here comes Britta
yeah, I'm
and
sure
Norbert
I'm gonna
Vettel.
miss, more
Britta,
than I
obviously, his
understand right
girlfriend.
now, yeah.
But just talking about the race today, you looked like you were fighting with the Alpines. It looked like you could have finished so much higher, and it just went away from you guys. It seemed really strange.
I mean, obviously
with
we
the
then opted to stay out, and you know, once the tires were getting older, we were going backwards. But once we committed to the one stop, I think that was it. But it was obviously the slower strategy today, so not so enjoyable when you're in the car and you're going backwards. I was fighting through the people. I had a nice battle with Daniel, but just couldn't get close enough. But yeah, I think it's nice to also with him to fight the last couple of laps, and you know, both of us finishing in the points. So yeah, it's been a big weekend.
You have the microphone. Please leave us with a message.
I don't have that much more to say. I feel a bit empty, to be honest. It's been a big weekend, but I can only repeat. You know, I think the last 2 years have been very, maybe disappointing from a sporting point of view, but very, very useful and important to me in my life. A lot of things happened. A lot of things that I realized. I think it's a huge privilege being in the position that we are in, and with that comes some responsibility. So I hope to pass on a little bit to the other drivers to carry on some of the good work. It's great to see that, you know, we have the power to inspire you with what we do and what we say. So I think there's far bigger and far more important things than racing in circles, but obviously it's what we love, and through that, if we can transfer some of the really important values, that's big. And I think for that, the last 2 years have been great for me. So thank you for the support. Thank you for all the messages, the letters, and all the love in general. So yeah, I will miss that, but it's been an absolute joy, you know, throughout my career. So thank you.
And we, Sebastian, will miss you.
Well, he's absolutely right, Martin.
Wholeheartedly, I think we'll miss him.
Yeah.
Sebastian Vettel retires from Formula One there. And here's a little montage of him. 122 podiums. 53 race wins. 4 World Championships. Danke, Seb. No better way, really. And I want to take this opportunity as well to say goodbye for now to Daniel Ricciardo, Nicholas Latifi and Mick Schumacher, all leaving us from Formula One as well, especially Danny Rick. That's a hard one to lose. Yeah. They touched the wing. Leclerc touched the wing. Leclerc gets second place in the Drivers' Championship, and with it the big bonus. Like a super duper bonus as well. It's like 4 million odd to win that championship. Well, he gets £1 million a week, doesn't he?
You better gift Seb something nice.
I hope so. Max Verstappen, let's relive the moment. Out of the last corner, down to the line, and winning the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for the 3rd year running. Max has won here. 20, 21, 22. First driver to win 3 in a row here.
He's the first of a lot of things.
Yeah. He's rewriting the history books that Lewis Hamilton rewrote before him. Scary, that.
And before him, Michael
Schumacher, yeah. Vettel actually for Hamilton, to be fair. Vettel rewrote the rule books quite a bit. It's a weird one. Ian Burch has left the commentary box. He'll be back with us in about 45 minutes' time.
It's a shame that Vettel actually did technically rewrite it. He just crept in one day with some Tipp-Ex instead. Right?
Yeah.
That needs fixing.
Let's hear from the drivers in the cool-down room.
Teammate.
Awkward.
Yeah, it's not looking great, is it? Oh, there's laughs.
Awkward laughs.
They had a
It was tiring, eh?
What's that?
It was tiring.
Well, yeah, especially when you have to go flat out to the end. For me, it was like full up race, you know. I was just the part of the team.
I was pushing on the way.
And then what's up? You couldn't really like
All a happy bunch.
Wait till the cameras are off. Then Perez will have a happy punch.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
I am fellow with Gasly and yeah, they were fine.
It was strange, I was just thinking that actually. Leclerc grabs another bottle of water. They all look knackered. It's one of those races where it just tires you out massively.
Well, if we're knackered from doing
Oh, I'm just tired from the year, Max.
Exactly. Imagine how they are.
Holiday.
It didn't feel like a good night.
Christmas.
Sorry? It didn't feel like a good night to set. I have the feeling he will go back.
I don't have that feeling. I don't think he will come back.
And away we out of it we come then, ready to go to the podium. Look, I'm down here. Megan, you have to stand up, so one of us is standing up. Josh, talk us through what's your favourite part of this season then so far? Well, obviously we'll get to hear from that in the review show after we're finished, but what's your moment of it all?
There's been so many.
Really has. There has.
But
Next.
Russell maybe getting his first win. Carlos Sainz.
Sainz's first win at Silverstone. That's in the highlight reel. You'll get to see that soon here on the YouTube. Sorry, I'm just getting the graphics ready for the Constructors and Drivers Championship. So we can go out the last time. But Megan's hitting me already because it's time for the results to come across as well for the podium, isn't it, Megs?
Yeah.
There's the podium then. Third place for Sergio Perez, podium number 25 of his Formula One career. Finishes P3. Not bad for him. Third, it's the top three actually in this race. That's top three in the Drivers' Championship.
Yeah. In that order.
Yeah. Charles Leclerc second, gets the big bonus, seals Ferrari's second in the Constructors' Championship and his second in the Drivers' Championship. Podium number 24 of his career. Oh, that's nice. But for Max Verstappen, in a season like no other, 15 Grand Prix wins as well. It's win number 35, pole 20, and his 77th podium in Formula One. In his honour, we shall hear the Dutch national anthem. And now the Austrian national anthem for brilliantly comes to a close in Abu Dhabi. It was a great race to start with. Then we had intake problems, but everyone pitted. Then it all went downhill anyway, and it sort of came back in the last couple of laps. But Hamilton DNF'd second time this year.
I told you he would.
Yeah, he did actually, and I said hydraulic because the way the steering angle was, I thought for sure it was off.
Yeah, I knew he wouldn't go to the end. Also,
Did he have a trophy?
I'm not sure.
Yes, he did. Trophy given to Max Verstappen, as well as a gold medal. Trophy for second, Constructors' Trophy presented to Red Bull. Red Bull's 89th Grand Prix win and 233rd and 234th podium in Formula One. So nice job there.
I've just seen a Red Bull mechanic that looks so much like Danny Rick.
It probably is Danny Rick. He's been tarred and feathered, thrown out McLaren already and back to Red Bull. That happens, doesn't it?
Second calls back.
I'm understanding Max Verstappen's been given a gold medal because he is this year's sprint champion. That's why he's got a gold medal.
Maybe, yeah.
So yes, Max Verstappen is the sprint champion. So that is why he's been given a gold medal.
What isn't he champion of?
I don't know. So he's the sprint champion. Because he's won 2 of the 3. He's the F1 champion. He's got most wins in a single season. And everything. Unbelievable. Perez gets third. And now, at your feet, for the last time this year, in Abu Dhabi, in Formula 1 2022, it's champagne time! An amazing season comes to a close. Max Verstappen wins in Abu Dhabi. He's the drivers' champion and the sprint champion. Charles Leclerc finishes second in Abu Dhabi and is second in the drivers' championship, picking up a big bonus. And Sergio Perez is third in the race and the drivers' standings. A perfect way to end a very interesting year of Formula 1 2023. Provides the entertainment. Red Bull hit with a cost cap penalty. They're down 80% aero time. Ferrari need to get their strategy together. Mercedes have got their car together. Next season, will we see 3 teams and 6 drivers fight wheel to wheel for the championship? Only time will tell. Round the table quickly because we'll get their final thoughts in an hour. Josh, thoughts on the season?
Wow, just amazing. Sebastian Vettel set 3 records this race on his last race. Incredible.
Megan, thoughts on the season?
Shocking.
Good last word. I want to thank everybody who has tuned in to USRN this year. Our first season covering on USRN Formula 1. It's a delightful. We'll be back for pre-season testing on USRN and on YouTube. But March 3rd, 4th and 5th of 2023 is when this season kicks off. Stay with us on YouTube for a few more minutes, please. Honestly, it's going to be worth it. But for those of you on USRN, thank you. We'll see you in 23. But Max Verstappen is the World Championship. Following you on USRN, coming up, it's the opening match, Qatar in the World Cup. Join Matthew Owens for that. Thank you to all on USRN. We'll see you soon. Goodbye. And for those of you still on YouTube, stay with us because there are a couple of other things coming as well here on YouTube that we're just getting ready for up here as well.
While you do that, I just had a thought. You know that medal that Max has just been given? Well, I think that Penelope, Max's girlfriend's daughter, is going to walk into Max's trophy room, just like both Max and her mother, just like, why does it smell funny in here?
Yeah, it's gonna, isn't it?
All of the champagne.
It's champagne time. Right, I want to say quickly, as we're here on YouTube, my thanks to Josh, my thanks to you, Megan, my thanks as well to Tom, to Nick, to Ian Birch, and to everyone who's joined us in the commentary box this year, and to Cynthia as well for the practice and the sprint races. It's been a pleasure. We'll hear from all the group, plus Edward Hunter, in about 45 minutes' time. But please do stay because it's time for this year's montage. It's 8.5 minutes, but it's well and truly worth it. 2023 has creeping up on us very quickly. It doesn't seem...
Too quickly.
Yeah, it doesn't seem a second since we started 246 days ago in Bahrain. We started with Ferrari seemingly back on top. Leclerc taking wins, but Verstappen soon fought back. Red Bull are the most successful team in a single season of Formula One. Max Verstappen is the most successful driver in a single season. 15 career wins. My goodness, he really and truly is one of the greats. Thank you all for watching on YouTube. We'll be back with our review show shortly after. But now, sit back and enjoy the monologue and the season montage. We'll see you in 2023. Goodbye. 2022. The great reset for Formula One. A whole new era began. Slipstreaming, ground effect, a way to make the sport entertaining. Moving greater away from sporting integrity and more into entertaining the public. What a season it was. It's time! We've got new cars, new regulations, new formula ahead of us. It's time to start the season in style. All 5 lights are on! It all started in Bahrain, Ferrari being dominant. Victory in 2 of the opening 3 races. The early championship lead going to Charles Leclerc. Because the Monegasque of Charles Leclerc exits the last corner and wins the Bahrain Grand Prix with going side by side. Nice. 2 out of 3 victories. Leclerc wins the Australian Grand Prix and extends a massive lead in the Drivers' Championship. But while Ferrari were delighted that years of hard work were paying off, Red Bull were reeling in despair and disappointment. How could they have got it so wrong? DNFs in the opening race and Verstappen stopping in Australia. Verstappen's dropping! Verstappen's dropping! Verstappen's got a problem! The world champion is out! The world champion is out! As Perez goes to the podium!
He's 8th.
Perez spun!
On the track!
Perez has spun in the exit of turn 1 and Lewis Hamilton takes 3rd! Max Verstappen, 2 out of 3 races, DNF, no points! What is going on? But the Bulls hit back hard. Verstappen exits the last corner. Leclerc's going to be right with him. It's a drag race to the line. It's Max Verstappen who wins the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Verstappen taking 3. Max Verstappen wins in Imola. Max Verstappen is once, is twice, is 3 times a winner in 2022. He closes down Leclerc in the championship. Max Verstappen wins the Spanish Grand Prix and with it takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship away for the first time this year from Charles Leclerc. And then Perez winning in a rain-soaked Monaco. Ferrari played the cards. Instead of 2 aces, they got 2 jokers to pick up with a full flush here in Monaco. It's the underdog. Sergio Perez wins the Monaco Grand Prix with Carlos Sainz in 2nd and Max Verstappen is 3rd and Charles Leclerc takes 4th. Domination ensured, but it all went the way at Silverstone. Drama turned the world upside down. Action for Great Britain! It's a good start from Carlos Sainz. It's a great start from Lewis Hamilton. He's taken 3rd position ahead.
Contact! Bring back!
We've got a huge contact. The car is
upside down.
It's one of the Alfa Romeos. A huge accident.
It's Bottas, I think.
Red flag. Race is stopped. Race is stopped. Sorry to cut across you all. A huge accident. Zhou Guanyu is upside down in turn 1, a massive accident.
Russell,
We've got a red flag. Is out. Russell, Zhou, Ocon and Albon all involved. Surely the best race of the season, with an unlikely star coming out on top. Now Leclerc's massively slowing down as Perez dives through the inside at Stowe. Leclerc's holding around the outside line. They go wheel to wheel, down towards Vale. Perez will be on the outside line. Hamilton's there as well. Leclerc turns in, keeps the lead. Perez goes off the track, comes back on. Hamilton comes on the inside, and Hamilton takes the pair of them. Hamilton takes the pair of them and club through the inside. And the British fans, just listen to that noise. They are cheering. All 142,000 are loving this. As Perez down to the inside, into Village. Hamilton gonna stay there. Hamilton's off the track, and now he's defending from Charles Leclerc, who sends him around the outside. They back wheels, and here comes Fernando Alonso. Hamilton stays ahead. Leclerc's giving him no room. He falls in behind. Perez to 2nd, Leclerc to 3rd, and here comes Fernando Alonso on the inside of Lewis Hamilton. And Look at Lewis, he's been forced onto the gravel. Here comes Fernando Alonso, right round the outside and Stowe. Can't do it. Into Cobb's corner. Hamilton defends the inside line. Alonso can't find a way through. Brilliant racing at Silverstone like I've never seen before. A Ferrari is going to win, but it's a different Scarlet Ferrari. It is that of Carlos Sainz, who has been with more teams on the grid than any other driver. He's been the bridesmaid 3 times before. Finally, it's his turn for his special day. He took his first pole yesterday, his first win today. Carlos Sainz wins the British Grand Prix. He becomes the second Brit. So he becomes the second Spaniard to take a victory. Sergio Perez is second, Lewis Hamilton is third as Max Verstappen battles with Mick Schumacher. Mick's gonna do it! Mick's gonna do it with the line! They touch, but Max Verstappen finishes 7th. But Mick Schumacher gets his first points in Formula 1 as the rain starts to come down at Silverstone. It's all over, and it's Carlos Sainz who is a smooth operator at the British Grand Prix.
And he wasn't the only debut winner this year. Mercedes may have built a dog of a car, but Mr. Consistent, George Russell, certainly could tame it.
Mr. Saturday turned to Mr. Consistent. It's Mr. Sunday. George Russell wins in Sao Paulo. He's done it. Lewis Hamilton is second. It's a Mercedes 1-2 for the first time in over 12 months.
It was domination from Red Bull. Victory after victory ensured. Verstappen taking the title in a bizarre Grand Prix in Japan.
Max Verstappen crosses the line and wins the Japanese Grand Prix. Leclerc will finish second. Leclerc's gone off the track. Leclerc's gone off the track. Leclerc's gone wide. Perez going to have the comeback. But Leclerc might just have it. Perez goes come on. Leclerc cuts off. Leclerc cuts off. Leclerc takes second. Perez is third.
Charlie got a 5-second penalty there after the little sort of race we had with Sergio. World champion.
And Max Verstappen is the 2022 World Champion!
It wasn't just all about the top 3 teams though. There was joy at McLaren with podium for Norris in Emilia-Romagna.
But stand up and applaud Lando Norris, who will take his 6th career podium and his 2nd podium here in Imola. Lando Norris finishes 3rd and crosses the line.
And Kevin Magnussen shocked us all in qualifying in Brazil.
And now they know it. With 2 minutes to go, there's not enough time. Haas are celebrating with K-Mag in the pits. Haas have their first ever pole position. Kevin Magnussen has his first ever pole position. The Brazilians go nuts. Haas go nuts. Have no fear. Haas F1 are here. Brilliant.
If you think 2022 was something, next season is gonna go with a bang.
He's done it! Max Verstappen, again in controversy and confusion. Max Verstappen is the 2022 World Champion in Japan.
So they are awarding 4 points.
It's full points awarded, which means it is double Dutch delight.